Greetings, welcome back to Yakuza 7 / Like a Dragon. It's not actually called 7. It was for some point, but I don't think that the branding ever was like that when the game actually came out. Anyway, everyone's slightly higher level, and it's mainly because I spent a few hours, I can't look at the map here, I spent a few hours just doing busy work stuff in the open world. Mainly, I did a few tasks, just kind of like doing part-time hero stuff just to make progress on that and see if that matters. The main through line is that there's a guy who keeps needing toilet paper. So it's like, it was like a running gag that once per Yakuza game for a while there, you would want to have some of those pocket tissues on you, because at some point there's a guy in a toilet that's like, there's no toilet paper in here, and you give him pocket tissues, and that helps him out. I want to say that was in like 0 and 1, and maybe a few other ones. I don't know if it was a retroactively added storyline starting in 0 or something, but it definitely came up here and there to the point where it gave me the habit of, like, sometimes at the beginning of the game I go to a convenience store and I see pocket tissues and then I buy them just because that quest will come up at some time, and if it doesn't, it still costs you like, it costs like $1, so who cares. A little harder in this one, in that the quest chain for it has like 25 parts or something in this one, I think. It keeps going. I think he just goes to every restroom in a specific order across maybe all the zones or something. And so I did the ones that are available so far, I think. And I also did a bunch of the real estate game. And so I think I upgraded most people's gear. This guy's got a golden anklet, 77 attack. The Shaolin Club, 99 attack. A pretty microphone. Okay, so I haven't gotten a new microphone for Saeko. I think I did the real estate game until I hit a milestone that kind of made me stop for plot. And I wasn't able to afford her upgrade yet. But then I went around to the toilet paper thing, and that gave me almost 300 grand again. So these things give you a lot of money. A bizarre amount of money for the toilet paper one in general. I assume it's just because it's a long quest chain, so they keep making every reward higher than the previous one. So it becomes one of those things like, I don't know, that one fable about like, you put 2 pieces of rice on the first fucking chess square, and then 4 on the next, and then 8 on the next, and you keep doubling it, and by the end of the chessboard, it's like amount of rice that's greater than has ever existed or some shit. But like the fact that there are so many parts of the toilet paper quest seems to have made it so that we have $1 billion by the time you're doing later ones. The twist with the toilet paper is that you can't sell it at Popo, so this took me a while to figure out. The Popo does not sell the pocket tissues like they used to, and I don't think I've encountered an NPC handing them out either. Instead, this is where it pays off that I already did the shopping. The can collecting minigame. The currency you get from that can be exchanged for pocket tissues at the store there, along with all the other things, which I wouldn't buy much of any of, except for the permanent upgrade items, which I can't afford any more of without playing the game more, or the pocket tissues, which will now give me a bunch of money, apparently, while I slowly complete these quests, some of which I might do on camera, just if they happen to be available nearby, but it really is just me handing it to him real quick. But as a result of running around and doing combat, and also just progressing things, everybody is currently ready for talks. So that's why this episode is starting here, including the real estate lady is also here, because she hit a milestone where she's sad. What happened is I played the real estate game for hours. It's very boring. I don't like it at all, really, and I did, down to the wire, just barely succeed at my goal. When the guy said, you gotta repay this loan by arbitrary amount of time or something, the guy that taught me how to use a phone, I did just barely do that. I could have done better, but I just wasn't really understanding the really complicated ones where you have to talk to your, not stockbrokers, your not board members. The word for people who own your company, kind of, because of publicly trading and stuff. I'm blanking on what it's called. But those people, the people that don't actually work there, but they kind of own everything, and you have to make them happy, because companies are more about perceived value than anything they actually make or sell. If anything, what that minigame has cemented on me is that even the game thinks that, because I spend like all week like selling crackers and garbage and stuff across multiple properties now, and it barely affects the evaluation of my company. But like you do like 3 days of that stuff, and then you do another meeting, and that gives you like 10 ranks in one go. It completely eclipses multiple weeks worth of actual working. It's just how we perform in those meetings. I'm like, that's almost surprisingly cynical for the what's often a pro-capitalism-ish message in these games, where they kind of like seem to think that these systems are good. It's like, oh, it feels almost like more honest and cynical than expected that they're acknowledging how that stuff, the perceived value, is way more important than any of the actual work you do or the amount of products you sell. That's wild. But I met that goal, and now she's here and she's sad about something, at least, probably.
Oh, Chief.
Hey, I keep you waiting?
No, I actually just got here.
So I see you brought a friend. You're smoother than you look.
Come on, man. She's an employee of mine.
Is she now? Were you homeless just the other day? And now you're some corporate big shot?
You're right. The plot of this game doesn't make that much sense, Kashiwagi-san.
It's a long story. One I'll save for another time. Right now, we're here to celebrate. So how about you work us some magic?
Huh. Fine then.
So, we made it to the top 100. I think that calls for a toast.
Cheers. Ooh, that's good.
I wanted to start off with a thank you for all your support. I mean, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be president of anything.
You're just being modest. If anything, I should be thanking you. If I weren't so naive, I wouldn't have had to drag you into this mess. But you're just what a company needs. You're decisive, dependable, a good judge of character. Life itself is better with you around, Kasuga-san.
Speaking of character, let's talk about the guy who pulled one over on you. Who is this jerk-ass anyway?
He's the president of a very big firm here in Yokohama.
Serious? And he just preyed on you out of nowhere?
Yeah. I never thought a professional on his level would do that. You see, I just inherited my company and didn't have a clue how to run it. It was a time I really needed somebody to count on. Then suddenly I met this business tycoon who seemed really genuine. I ate up every word he said.
And you paid the price for it.
Yeah. Every time I think about it, I feel so stupid.
Well, it's not like anyone can really blame you, right? I probably would have done the same thing if I was in your shoes.
Really?
Yeah. And remember, the fault lies with the deceiver, not the deceived. You did what anyone would do. I know you're just trying to process things, but you don't have to beat yourself up.
Kasuga-san, you're right. I know it's pointless to punish myself over something in the past.
Yep. And no matter what kind of company the shitbag runs, he's going down. Together we'll climb the ranks, make it to the top, and leave him begging for mercy.
Yeah, we will. We'll even get big enough to completely buy him out. We'll take back all the businesses he stole and start our own holdings company.
I like the sound of that. And with that attitude, nothing's gonna stop us. So keep your chin up, yeah? Enjoy the ride.
Right.
There's that Eri-chan smile. Honestly, I saw you looking kinda down, so I got a bit worried.
Oh, was I acting strange? Sorry, it's just...
Something on your mind? You know you can always talk to me.
How should I explain this? I I was just thinking about my dad.
Oh yeah?
It's like, whenever I see you smile, I always think of my dad. You two are so alike. That's why I got so emotional all of a sudden. But I wasn't feeling down or anything. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Wait a sec, though. If I remind you of your dad, does that mean...
You're old. You got a handsome face like mine. You had big poofy hair like this. Why don't I ever fix my hair? I don't even like it. I can't get used to the idea that Ichiban doesn't even like his own hair. It's like, this is not a personal choice. How did you land on this appearance, and how do you keep having this appearance every day if it wasn't a personal choice?
He had an amazing personality?
Well, someone sure sounds confident. But you're not wrong. In any case, I wasn't referring to your appearance. It's the way you carry yourself. You're funny, outgoing.
I didn't say anything about appearance. It's an awkward part where the dialogue branches rejoin and then they acknowledge what was only true for some of the answers. Whoops.
Always full of energy. You make everyone around you smile.
That's what I said.
My dad was just like that. He always made me feel safe and secure. To be honest, so do you.
Is that right? I wish I could have met the guy. Sounds like we would have hit it off.
I'd like to think so.
All right. Then for an awesome dad like yours, I'll put my heart and soul into making Ichiban Confections the best it can be. Now, there's no way I could ever replace your old man, but I can protect his legacy. Would you help me do that, Eri-chan? I don't think I can do it alone.
You won't have to. I'll help you every step of the way.
Please.
But I know you've got so much on your plate already. You're sure you'll be okay?
Oh, well, I know this won't be a walk in the park, but I have good people on my side.
Good people?
Yeah, a group I trust with my life. Can't get much done without them. So I'm sure it'll all work out. Call it a gut feeling. Bet they'll give me tons of shit for overdoing it, though.
It sounds like you're all close.
Hey, you okay there?
Kasuga-san, could I ask you a favor?
Yeah, what's up?
Do you think I could ever be part of your inner circle?
Huh?
Look, you've been doing so much for me since the day we met. But I feel like all I
Yesterday.
ever do is watch from the sidelines. That's not really fair, is it? So I was thinking I could play a more active role in your daily affairs. That way you could focus more on management without feeling bogged down by all your other stuff.
Is she joining the party?
That's a win for you and our company, right? I can't think of a reason for me not to join.
I don't know. We all walk a pretty tough road. Shit gets out of hand non-stop. You don't want to risk getting hurt, do you?
I'm fully aware of the risk.
I don't know if you
And
are.
trust me, I won't be a burden on that front.
Okay, but... Eri-chan, as much as I like the idea, I just don't see it happening.
Please, let me be the one doing you the favor.
I don't know if you fully understand this. The current group that we're antagonizing, they talked about skinning us alive and how you, like, don't worry, you pass out before too much of it happens. It's like, I don't know if she does understand the risks.
Besides, if you say no, I'll just tag along without your approval.
That's not good.
Guess that doesn't leave me much choice. Don't expect any hand-holding, though.
You're too young.
Fine by me.
Okay. I'd say that's worthy of a toast. Welcome to the party, Eri-chan.
Cheers.
And by the way, Eri-chan will be tagging along from this point on.
I'm Eri. I'm excited to get to know everyone.
Are you sure about this? Knowing us will probably bring you nothing but trouble.
Yeah, we're always in one mess or another. Doesn't help that we got these two drunks either.
Can't get over how like Adachi's eyes look pretty normal in this, but Saeko's eyes in conversation mode here, they're real terrifying. They're just so dead looking.
Look who's talking.
You don't have to worry about me. I just want to repay you for all the kindness you've shown me. And I'm ready for just about anything.
Just about, huh? Well, I can't argue with that. Good to have you.
Welcome to the gang, Eri-chan.
Thank you for having me.
Eri Kamataki. Unlocked. Bing. Unlike the rest of your party members, Eri's bond level only increases as you grow your business. Increasing your bond has many benefits, such as giving her access to new jobs and skills. Keep your business skills sharp to deepen your bond with Eri. So she's just completely outside the existing systems of the game. That's interesting. Eri's sweet and caring disposition has given her a natural aversion to sleep and rage. Nevertheless, she seems more prone to being stunned. Oh, she has a downside. I don't remember if the other people had an elemental weakness necessarily. She starts at level 14, and then rank 1 at her class. So I guess maybe these are the 4, like, plot characters, and other people you get from side things as, like, a fun bonus, but then they don't, like, maybe don't show up in any of the plot going forward. Maybe. It's a little strange. She can become an idol, dealer, hostess, and okay, so there's a second person who can do all of the girl classes. She starts out as a clerk. Cuts down enemies with a box cutter. Oh god. Capable of learning speedy physical attacks with an arsenal of office supplies. Well, she is using actual weapons on some level. She's using a box cutter, which is actually a bit of a surprise compared to all of the other women classes in the game. Apologies if her storyline disappears from the Let's Play outside of these bar interactions where we develop our character or something. It's just really hard to film or incorporate her minigame into the playthrough. It's me doing a really boring spreadsheet thing for hours and then being blindsided by cutscenes every now and then at random intervals. Maybe not that random, but like milestones, but milestones that aren't necessarily going to be entirely clear all the time. And in my case, I was like, I've been playing this for hours, and I just got hit by a cutscene that I can't film. Like, I'm not set up to film right now because I was specifically, like, grinding in my free time. And it's like, I'd have to load a save from hours ago to go, if I wanted to go back and, like, refilm that cutscene, because the one autosave has already overwritten itself. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. But in short, it seems not interesting in that, it's the same cutscene that every side story has. Not side stories, every side campaign almost always has. Which is that it's the 5 billionaires again. Like, Yakuza 0 had the 5 billionaires, and it's like, I gotta reach this milestone, or I gotta take out this district. And it's like, I'm the local of the billionaires. I have one quirk, and you're gonna beat me. And then you beat him. And then you never see him again. And you keep doing that until you fight the super one, the leader. They're all separate, independent things, but they also have a leader for some reason. We've done that exact storyline like 10 times already. I'm not that broken up over not incorporating it into this playthrough and just getting the benefits of finishing that side campaign in order to level up Eri / getting our money and so on, or any other bonuses that come from it. But I don't feel the need to film that again. Same thing happened with like. It happened in Majima Construction with the wrestlers. It happened in Yakuza 6, where we had that mode where you like played a tower defense by sending a mob of dudes out, and then like, I was the old leader of the local ninja boys, but now I'm the angsty leader of the ninja boy. I literally could not tell you what happens in most of those storylines, and I've done all of them and filmed most of them, and it takes so long to getting bogged down in that whole experience. So Eri might just show up here and there as a series of bar conversations, but the rest might not show up in the playthrough. You can look it up if you really want to, but it's just these games get really bloated in those kinds of ways, and it's not really worth it to do this, what is essentially the same storyline for the 10th time. Like that one in particular, it's like, I get it, that's the template they follow for that kind of stuff. I'm over it.
Yo, Sachan. You drinking by yourself?
Yeah, isn't it pathetic? Sit down and help me save what's left of my pride.
Huh? Everything all right?
Well, you could say some stuff's happened.
Whoa, okay. I get it. I already know your hair's naturally curly, after all.
How do you know that?
There are some strands here and there that look like they escaped your straightener.
Oh, yeah. Well, lately my hair doesn't stay straight as long as it used to.
My guess is you were trying to get it nice and smooth this morning. It took forever, and that's why now you want to get a drink that's nice and smooth.
You're more observant than you look, Ichiban. But actually, I'm more upset about my sister than my hair right now.
What's going on with her? Something happened?
Remind me, how much did I tell you about my family while we were drinking the other night?
You said you were too controlling when it came to Nanoha and your dad. Eventually there was a big fight and you left home. That was 7 or 8 years ago.
And did I tell you the reason for that fight?
Yeah, it was because you told Nanoha to break up with some chump. The boyfriend with the consulting firm?
Okay, so I spilled all the beans. Anyway, his name's Katsuragawa, and apparently they're still together.
Damn. Longer relationship than I've ever been in.
If he wasn't so damn annoying, I might let this go. But Katsuragawa's a criminal. He's even been seen going in and out of Seiryu Clan HQ. Not to mention, he's dangerous and walks around with his own personal posse. He used to run with a biker gang. I mean, I've heard nothing but bad rumors about him since I left home.
Nanoha really knows how to pick him, huh?
Shut up. I've got some girls from the club looking into him right now. I hope they can find out more. Trying really hard not to worry here since I can't do anything but wait.
So that's why you're drinking away your troubles in here.
Yeah, well. Now that I've talked to you about it, I feel a bit better. Maybe I'll skip the next round.
Oh, let's not start talking crazy now.
Does Kashiwagi-san have a bar called Survive Bar because he survived his death in Yakuza 5? Which one? Actually, I don't remember which game he died in. He must have suffered like a supposedly fatal gunshot, and then now he's just here anyway. He just kind of moved on. It's like, you know what? That's enough of me fake dying. I'm gonna be a bartender now. Alright, Nanba ended up downing an entire bottle of Legend Malt without paying. Thanks for the recap. He tried to cover it up with a cheap imitation, but it's only a matter of time before it gets busted. How would they ever know it's him?
Anything gone down yet with that Legend Malt?
Well, I've been watching the counter like a hawk, but the bartender wasn't kidding when he said nobody comes here.
Yeah, he did say this was more of a hobby for him.
They're having this conversation in front of the person is the specific person he's worried about getting busted by. What the fuck?
That's exactly it. The only people coming in are our friends like Adachi and Sachan, which means that Legend Malt is probably just gonna sit behind the counter for the rest of our lives. I was worried over nothing. I feel better already.
Well, I don't know if you should be that relaxed about it. It's not like he'd carry something he was never gonna sell.
Gasp.
Welcome.
What a lovely little establishment you have.
Your first time in, sir?
It is.
See? He does get actual customers.
First time I've seen a first-timer.
I've heard some rumors about this place from some good sources.
Oh, yeah? Rumors about what?
That you carry the fabled whiskey known as the Legend Malt.
Well, then the rumors are true.
Pour me a glass, then, bartender. If anyone can appreciate such a thing, it's me.
Ichiban, what now?
Why does he talk like that? He sounds like a Monster Hunter NPC.
What can we do? We gotta apologize before it's too late.
But I'm too broke to apologize.
Forget about the money. You'll be in even deeper shit if he drinks that.
I really must apologize, but my Legend Malt isn't for sale.
Why would that be? Is it reserved for your regulars?
Not exactly. I just don't think you're fit to order it.
Excuse me. You say this knowing I'm the editor-in-chief of Good Dandy?
Good dandy? No way.
What the hell is that?
It's a rich man's magazine full of nice cars and swanky restaurants.
Well, that's terribly unfortunate. For you, if you had even a modicum of customer service, I'd have written you an absolutely dazzling review.
Put me in your magazine or don't. That's your call to make.
Believe you me, I'll be giving you the front page. Everyone's going to know about the snob running this backwater hole.
This your idea of a quarrel, sir?
Perhaps, but was it not you who flung the first stone?
Fine. You backed me into a corner here. The Legend Malt on that shelf is something I ordered for a very special customer. I don't intend to offer it to anyone but her.
And what makes her so special?
The fact that she stole my heart.
And I need it to survive.
That bottle was to be a symbol of my affection. Time and time again, she would tell me how she dreamt of being able to try it. So I took it upon myself to indulge her, and waited for her to arrive. But for as long as I waited, she never came through the door. 6 months went by. Then a year. Until I finally got word that she had been in a car accident. She was taken from me. In some ways, that Legend Malt is the only thing I have left of her.
Oh, this is so much worse, Nanba.
Given that, are you still going to insist I pour it?
No more lines. Goodbye.
I have walked through the doors of many a bar in my time, but I've never met a bartender with a tale like that. That quiet strength. The very essence of Good Dandy magazine.
He opened that door weirdly quickly. Like he was storming
He didn't
out.
even get to take a whiff of the bottle, and now he never will. I guess that settles it.
Yeah, but now it's even bigger than we thought. We gotta do the honest thing and come clean.
You're acting like this whole conversation is happening in secret and nobody's hearing you. But the whole premise of this scene is that you're overhearing their conversation at the same distance.
Why?
Didn't you hear that story? The Legend Malt's a treasure of his lost love.
I know, but I'll never be able to replace it on pocket change.
Well, maybe if you grovel a bit, he'll let you off the hook.
You think?
Yeah. He might even bust out laughing and buy us around. Yeah, I'm convinced. Nanba, you're gonna be just fine.
Wow. It must be nice to be Ichiban. But I'm ready to face the firing squad. Let's go talk to the bartender.
It must be nice being a
What
jackass.
a jackass.
Hey,
He swallowed that story hook, line, and sinker.
I was literally about to say, I'm like, I would fully put it on Kashiwagi-san to just lie and just make up a story. I'm surprised he's telling us that it's a lie, though, because I thought he was going to make up this whole story and it was going to be a lie, but he was going to let it float as additional guilt because I was convinced that he knew the whole time what Nanba did, which I still feel like is probably where it's going. But I thought this story was gonna just like lay it on thick for them, but also still not be true.
Come again?
That long-lost love of mine? She never even existed.
Then
I'm
why
gay.
wouldn't you pour him the legend malt?
And back when I opened the place, I figured I'd need some high-end stuff behind the counter to draw in the big spenders. So I picked up an empty bottle of legend malt and filled it with bargain barrel whiskey. Purely for show.
Waka
Nobody actually
waka.
orders anything that expensive. But every once in a while, a dimwit like him waltzes in. So I give them the same old sob story, and they scatter like roaches.
Wait, so Nanba, that means what you drank was...
He just said it out loud.
Shelf swill.
You gotta be shitting me.
Hey, what the hell's so funny?
You gotta hear this. Guess what Nanba did?
Oh,
Come on, don't say it. Don't you dare. Sir, you can ignore this, Joker.
I don't understand you people.
Guess it was the look of that bottle that got me thinking it was real. That ever happened to you? The taste is all in your head?
nothing ever tastes like it cost that much. Like, that concept just doesn't exist in food or drink. That's the fucking scam. Nothing is ever worth that much. It's completely in your head. There's like better and worse things, but not that. No. Not on an exponential logarithmic scale.
Hey, just be grateful you don't have to worry anymore.
I still have to worry about people finding out. Ichiban, you wouldn't tell Adachi or Sachan about this, would you? You can't.
Don't worry, man. I wouldn't rat you out like that.
I was literally currently doing it, though.
So, you'll keep it a secret?
Yeah, but you have to buy me a drink. Bargain barrel whiskey, okay?
Sure. It's a deal.
It was a fake empty bottle the whole time. It was the perfect grime. Nanba stole discount whiskey and then replaced it with discount whiskey. Wah wah.
Yo, Adachi-san.
Hey, Kasuga, let's have a drink. On me today, huh?
On you? You win the lottery or something?
Nah, I'm just feeling good because for once, I've got some money left over after sending Takashi his allowance, so... Bartender, give me something dirt cheap and kerosene strong.
Aji-san's been sending money to Takashi-kun every month. Poor kid's the son of that Kasumi guy who Adachi-san arrested on a false charge. Kusumi guy. It's Kusumi as... Alright. There's been the difference. I was thinking, like, because I'm a dead or alive guy, so I'm like, Kasumi I thought that was a lady's name, but it is spelled with a K in that game. An A in that game. They both have Ks.
I'm glad you were able to get some money to Takashi-kun.
Same here. And look what I got today. It's a letter from Takashi. I always look forward to these.
Good shit. Did you read it already?
Nope, I was just about to open it. Let's, hope it says something about him passing the bar, huh?
Well, let's see what it says.
What a setup for disappointment. This never goes
Dear
well.
Yamada-san, thank you so much for sending money again this month. What's with the laugh?
That name. Yamada-san.
Nothing I can do about it now. The kid knows me as a rich fucker named Yamada. Anyway, let me keep reading. I've been pretty busy with this year's bar on the horizon.
Ooh, so bar exams are coming up, huh?
Yep, I'm counting on him to pass this year. Give my wallet a break.
What else did he say?
I know it's sudden, Yamada-san, but I have a favor to ask you. The other day when I was riding my bike, I accidentally scraped the bumper of a parked car. Apparently it was a really expensive car, and now the owner is demanding 1,000,000 yen to cover the repair. I don't have that kind of money, not even close. Yamada-san, do you think I might be able to borrow it from you? I'll promise to pay you back after I become a lawyer. Holy shit.
1 million to fix a bumper?
Wow, how am I supposed to come up with that? And what does Takashi get off asking for such a huge favor?
You say that, but doesn't Takashi-kun think you're some rich philanthropist?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but shit. What's the real me supposed to do now?
Bad news.
Guess you're gonna have to get out there and earn some cash, man. By the sweat of your brow.
I guess so. But 1,000,000 isn't something you can just go out and earn.
I literally have. Since last episode, I think I gained like 600,000 yen and spent most of it already. And because I'm back up to 200. The narrative and the this is where the narrative and the money in the story just doesn't match the money and how the game actually works. And you're like, is this money imaginary? Is it fake dragon bucks? Dragon Quest dollars?
Well, that's where the sweat comes in.
You know, I gotta say, you got the most positive attitude of anyone I know. But attitude don't pay the bills. So, I need 1,000,000 yen. Shit. Where do I even start?
Wait, hold on.
What's up?
We were both surprised about the cost. 1,000,000 is just way too much for a simple bumper fix.
Hell yeah. I mean, you can buy a whole car for that much. A cheap one, but still.
I'd say there's a pretty good chance this is a scam.
A scam?
Yeah, some con man probably parked his car on a road that was too narrow, then waited for some poor sucker to come by and scrape the car. Once that happens, the con man throws a fit and guilt trips the victim into paying.
Damn. You know, you might be right, as fucked up as that is. And it wouldn't surprise me if Takashi fell for it. I mean, he studies so much he probably doesn't know much about the real world. And most likely he knows jack shit about cars as well.
So how about this? You meet up with the owner of the car in person. Say you want to settle out of court.
Yeah, if we catch him in a lie, we'd give him what he deserves. This guy will be sorry he ever saw Takashi. I like the way you think, Kasuga. Glad I read you that letter.
Happy to help.
I'll write Takashi back and ask for the car owner's contact info. Yeah, we'll see what's what. Man, I really thought I was in a tight spot for a minute there.
Well, we're not out of the woods just yet.
You think I'm celebrating too early?
There's some high-end, classy as shit cars out there on the road. I mean, limited edition luxury sports cars go for hundreds of millions. And if Takashi-kun really did scrape a car, and it was one of those, then I don't doubt the repair would cost $1 million.
Yeah, but come on. When was the last time you saw a luxury car around here? It's gotta be a scam. No doubt about it.
I'm just saying, don't get ahead of yourself.
Ahead of myself? I'm just trying to stay positive. Now, how about we drown those worries of yours with a drink? Bartender, pour us a couple tall ones. Put it on my tab.
Hoping this goes well, but I can't help feeling like something's off. The thing that I think is off is I think Takashi's the one scamming him. I think Takashi's like, I got this rich guy independent. I'll just ask him for money and I'll just make up a sad story and the car never existed. Also, just the very idea that a car could cost that much to repair for a scrape on the bumper is like, even if that did math out in any universe, at some point, rich people are their own problem and need to fuck off. Like, if you get a vehicle that comically expensive that it can't even be exposed to the outside world without suddenly costing hundreds of millions of dollars to repair and other bullshit like that, that's on you at some point. You failed the assignment on what a car is and what its purpose is in life, and you're going out into the world all day. It's like being mad that your shoes are affected by the sidewalk over time. Like, that's what cars do. They protect you from the outside world and you drive around and everything. So if like little details of them existing in the world, the evidence of that harms you so much, and apparently it costs life-ruining amounts of money, guess what? You should shoulder that burden at some point. That's your own fucking responsibility for having a dumbass car. Like, you did that to yourself. Like, oh, I covered my entire I covered my shoes in gold flakes, and they're being damaged over time. I'm gonna sue the city for the fucking sidewalk being so rough. You dumbass. What an embarrassing person. Anyone who ever thinks like that isn't a real person. Like, they're a weird, like, abstract concept of a rich person that at that point, like, they are their own problem. No one else is at fault. Hello, Karaoke. I remember that when we first came here, they said it was karaoke here, and I'm like, let's actually do the karaoke. How do I start it? Confirm? Just really press the buttons, right? Yeah. They'd like never change this.
I'm no pro or anything, but I'll try.
I believe you could find the words.
Okay, let's do it. It's the one. It's translated. Also, I don't get to do it myself. I'm only backup.
Nanba! I've been a fool, and you've been childish. Yes! You got her chasing sweeter dreams. Never could hide the truth in your eyes. That's how I knew that smile was a lie. We're killing it! I love you is something you never say. Couldn't get
Chill out, Ichiban.
Always just pulled away. So then why, please won't you tell me why you could find the words to say goodbye. I'm such a mess, I'm lost, I'm no good at this. I'm in love, still in love, still in love with you. Hard as I try, I can't even drink this pain away. Memories of you, twisting my view. I've been a fool. Nanba!
There's so much happening when nothing else. Oh no, I missed one. That's the only one I missed. I was not expecting them to dub the songs in English and translate them. 6th place. I think I missed one note that hurt. I do wish you could just play the real song. I wish you could just play the real track each time, even if it's somebody else's character that's singing. Just because I do not like the encourage your party members versions, because the buttons you're pressing just don't correlate with the song in any particular way. It's just, I mean, on some level they probably technically do. I just mean like not in the way, any ways you'd expect, which is, in most games you play the rhythm of the song, you play like whatever like the riffs are, and in karaoke games like this you play the vocals. So doing neither of those is weird.
Hey, Eri-chan, when's your birthday?
Oh, it's April 7th.
Oh yeah? And what's your favorite food?
Hey, he's not flirting with her, is he?
Cute girls are kind of his downfall, and Eri-chan definitely fits the bill.
All right, I got it. Eri-chan, you're a Black Panther.
Huh? A Black Panther?
That's a little fortune-telling trick that gives you an animal based on your birthday and interests. I'm a Chihuahua myself. Ooh, and hey, you and I are a good match.
Holy shit, is he really using the oldest trick in the book?
Right? Fortune-telling flirting is really dating him.
Actually, I prefer pandas. Wouldn't you rather be a panda?
Huh? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, that's not really what I'm getting at.
Oh, that's too bad.
Wow, talk about striking out. And a chihuahua? Seriously?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Adachi, how do you feel about hyenas? Oh, is it down there? Where am I? Where am I? I'm here. I should probably head back down there, maybe. I actually think it's somewhere around here that I should consider to get a better weapon. La Chate Blanche. Sweet heaven. It's something along those lines. I'm not great at keeping track of where the fuck I am sometimes in this thing. That's the vocational school. Let's see. Yeah, let's go get some last bits of progression in before I start the next story mission. Which we're pretty much ready to blitz the story again, I think, for a while. So I think last session we more or less wrapped up the open world for the chapter again. I'm shocked by how long, how far into the episode we already are, just from doing all the conversations in town and at the bar and me doing a little bit of a recap ramble. But it's a genre that eats up time. It's part of why I was like, let's make these episodes long, because I hear that this is like one of the longest Yakuza games so far, and I remember Judgment being 120 episodes, and now that I don't do more than one episode per day, because they're longer, I just think about how much a very long playthrough like that might really have like a chokehold on the campaign for a while, if it's not being replaced by anything new. I don't know if I'm going to use Ari, because it's just... Let's see. I don't know what... They don't really specify which one's which, so I'm like... I don't know which one of these sells weapons I want. The ones that have a weapon icon don't even always sell weapons. I don't know how much. I just don't know how much you need to swap out party members when they don't. My issue with the characters in general is that they don't have a massive amount of individual identity. But you also spend a bunch of resources giving them weapons and things like that. That so far do cost me a fair bit. So I'm just not sure if I want to spread my resources beyond the main party when I could just stick with the core 4 and let the side characters we pick up from other stuff just be like fun dialogue people. Ow! Ah! Weird hiccup that stayed in hard. Ugh. Plus 29. So she uses a katana. No, she doesn't. She uses a fancy box cutter. I misclicked on going back to where I saw the number a second ago. The floral microphone. She can get a better microphone, right? Soft hat, a long coat. Leather shoes. For plus 8 defense on Adachi. Why not? So nothing very good, Rhea, right? Plus 9 attack is not that big enough. Yeah, it's only 20 grand. It's maybe the other store. I swear that wherever I got Adachi's new weapon was a place that just straight up sold better equipment than the previous food stand that for some reason sold the great weapon that Ichiban has had. In fact, I think I've already seen a weapon that has higher stats than Ichiban's, which is a bit of a surprise. Fortune Finder achievement. Yeah, they don't even count silver plates towards your total for that achievement. It's like, wow, look at all the fortune you found. It's like, oh, if you count the plates, you'd have no idea how much money I've gotten so far. I'll check this place and I guess I'll just move on if I'm wrong. Because at some point it's just... I'm kind of currently highlighting why I do a lot of the open world stuff off camera, honestly. It's just a lot of running around trying to be like, where the fuck is the item I want? It is very funny that my my great Ichiban bat came from a food cart. Yep, plus 8 weapon, the Tranquility Bat. It costs twice as much as my previous bat, though, only getting 8 more damage. A ruler. There you go. Gothic microphone, 46. Yeah, I think this is where I got most of my current cool stuff right now. Oh, the Gothic microphone costs 310,000. Never mind. I've wasted all of our time. So I won't be going to the vocational school then. Right, that's why I have this much money, is I must have been like... Oh, let's ruin these guys, I guess. I must have been like, oh, I gotta save up a little bit more for that. It's an expensive-ass microphone. That might be... I might get in trouble for that. Nope. Whee! I finally have AoE attacks on this character that fucking work. It was so annoying that she had an AoE that was just useless. Unfortunately... Ah! Unfortunately, she's just way weaker than everybody else for now because I'm going straight for the biggest upgrade on the board that I can find instead of doing incremental ones, which just seems logical. Why buy and sell every single individual upgrade along the way if when you could just purely jump for the final price for the zone and not lose a bunch of money because you can't sell them for 100%. You don't get your money back. The turn order feels slightly weird. Ichiban is always right after Nanba, which is awkward because Nanba has a good ability for knocking people over and getting you vulnerable to a follow-up hit. But Ichiban has strong attacks, so I would like to be using them instead of spending his whole turn taking advantage of just a vulnerability. I don't even know if it actually does as much damage as his ability would do. Whereas Adachi seems to have the ability to capitalize on a weakness for free. So it just really makes me want to have Adachi be right after Nanba, because if he was taking advantage of that opening, then he'd do it for free before his turn even starts, which would be pretty good. $700 experience. Wow. Food? Party bad?
Who's hungry?
Oh no.
Tasty.
I didn't get to hear the me. I don't know if I've actually eaten at a restaurant since we had a female party member, let alone 2 of them. So I wanted to hear the new me. But, get out of my way. I just want to go back over the place. It paused awkwardly after the lion, after he was hungry for long enough that I was like, do I need to press A to continue? And I reflexively hit A, but I hit A right when the new line started playing, so it skipped it. It's tragic. We'll have to put this off for a bit longer. But we'll hear about it one day. Or whatever.
Nanchan, are those prescription glasses?
They are. It's been a while since I've had the prescription renewed, though.
Me too.
I've got great eyesight, so I've never needed glasses. Gotta say, I'm a little jealous.
I'm jealous of people who can actually see. Kind of a first world problem you've got there, yeah?
Why don't you get a pair just to wear? They might suit you, Sachan.
I could give you my old frames. They're just like these, though.
No thanks. I want something cuter. Something with half rims, maybe. A pair of Wellingtons would be nice, too.
Yeah, first world problems.
Yes. Beef Wellingtons. Being guilted perpetually over my lack of fixing my own glasses. I was visiting my friend Riker in Boston like last year, and he took me to one of those like playground type, I don't know how to put it, places where you like get put in a little room and then you try to like compete for a score in like WarioWare / Mario Party minigame logic as physical people. It's like the technology and idea behind escape rooms, but it's mostly like little mini games that you have to figure out on the spot and figure out how to, and not only figure out how to play, but figure out how to win, just on the fly. It's a fun little thing to do for a few hours with your friends. It's because it's wild. But some of them are agility based, and some of them involve climbing and landing on platforms and doing difficult things that sometimes you feel like your physical build or your age or your height will massively change your ability to interact with this room. In situations like that, it's like it's tough. But there was a part where we were like had to reach the other side of a wall, the other side of a room that was all a pit, and there was little like 1-inch footholds sticking out of the walls, and it's like you as a person can step on one of these, but you can't step on two of them because your center of mass is too far from the wall. As an adult man, you'll just fall backwards or forward off the wall into the hole, and have to start over, or will have failed and stuff. So trying to figure out how to get across the room, it's like it becomes really just like step on the first one and then just kind of lunge forward and like step on the second one just long enough to like jump off of it, and then just have to like reach across the entire room with that jump, which I'm perfectly capable of doing, which I proved by doing it. What I'm less capable of doing is stopping immediately, because there's like 2 or 3 feet of space, probably just 2 feet, or like, yeah, it's because it was very small. There's like 2 feet of open space between the start of the ledge you're trying to land on and then the solid wall afterwards. So I slammed my face into the wall. Didn't hurt, I was fine. I snapped my glasses though. Like just the frames, the plastic or rubber or whatever frame of them just snapped right open, and for the rest of the day I'd like to carefully put it back together and have it hold in place, or the lens would fall out, and we got back, we like super glued it back together. That was a year ago almost since that trip. I still have not replaced my glasses, even though my prescription is like probably like 5 years old now, and I'm just genuinely like, only in that moment did I even realize like, oh fuck, I haven't replaced my glasses since before I moved here a million years ago. I should talk to someone. And then I forget again. And that's been the loop I've been repeating for all of time, is just never remembering to go back in on that. Alright, please go around the bus stop, train stop, so I can go in. You damn patrolling dudes. No. You don't see me. This actually works. I didn't know if this would work or not. Oh, they're Bleach Japan. Actually, no, I should stop them. Fuck you guys. No, not even high level, because they're Bleach Japan, a bunch of losers. Let's not use MP on them. Yeah, I don't need to. Weak. You're weak. You got beat up by a microphone. It's not even a good one. Everyone else has weapons. What? We gotta get over to the Yokohama trading company. No clue what's gonna be waiting for us, so we should grab some gear and healing items before we head over. Recommend level 15 or higher. Guess what? Okay, let's move. I'm level 17 or higher.
Hey, I can't hold that many. Let me just stick with these two, man.
Toughen the fuck up, bro. We don't have time for your bitching. Hey! You there! You gotten used to working here yet?
Why are they acting so suspicious? Ichiban, even if he's talking to her, you keep going. Like, how is this guy not incredibly suspicious right now? Like, I know it's supposed to be like a fake out, but like he should have become suspicious because Ichiban just froze behind her and is not looking at him. So it's not like, huh, me? Like a normal person would do in that situation. That would make it look more natural. Oh, you're talking to her. Funny. He just froze stiff as a board directly behind her and is still staring forward, trying not to acknowledge this guy, even though he stopped on his command. Like, Ichiban, what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
Oh, sure.
There's no unsuspicious explanation of his behavior right now.
Foreman's been talking about you nonstop. I think he might even ask you out soon.
Oh, looking forward to it.
Creepy.
I'm gonna drop these. Sorry. You idiots! What are you doing?
Sorry. Let me get this cleaned up.
Did he just fucking drop the dollar?
Shit, where did it go?
Ichiban, your only job. Nanba, your only job was not to fuck this up.
So, just how did you end up with this?
I don't know.
What? You saying this money just grew legs and walked over here by itself? Fat chance.
All this risk over a counterfeit bill that we know he already has a copy of, and we're not talking about it. I would at least like the game to acknowledge why we can't use that one. Like, oh, it's only printed on one side, so it's not evidence of counterfeit somehow, even though it was like the previous Yakuza boss instantly clocked it as a counterfeit, and why that was significant, even though that was a silent acting moment that wasn't called out, we could tell why he reacted that way. So why is the game not acknowledging that dollar?
Hey, these 4 Japanese are thieves. They're trying to steal the company's money. They almost made off with some of your pay. Are we gonna let them get away with that? I say hell no. Let's tear these fuckers up and load them in boxes!
Oh no, they've mobilized the poor workers against you. Oh, they're all instantly Leo Mountain character models, even though this place clearly hires outsiders, because that's how we got in. Didn't they look more like a general mix of people I'd feel more bad about beating up, because they're like, those aren't members of the Leo Mong, those are the other poor workers that were roped into the scheme. Where can I get an AoE? That's a decent spot. Not that good. It does feel so much better to use this character though. I wanted him to be a mage because it looks better, but the refusal for him to have a single AoE ability despite having an AoE, like, my only options are a single target and an AoE, and the AoE literally will never hit a second person. It's like, that just feels bad to use. God, they're really, really spread out on this one. I don't know if I can do it. Let's go in on. Let's just delete one of these guys. Why can't I highlight the guy right in front of me? Oh, you press up and down also. I thought you literally just press left and right to cycle through them all, but this is a case where I literally can't highlight between these two without up and down. That's interesting. Deleted. Oh, I probably could have charged through this guy to hit the other guy. Oh, he stole my half-eaten bento. Wait, I had a half-eaten bento? Why did I do that?
You're gonna be in a world of hurt. Right. Let's go. Ready now.
Smack.
Cool. Check this out.
Goodbye. Round 2. Fight! That was their boss guy.
I'm up. You're in it now. Let's do it.
I'm not backing down.
Go in here.
Give everyone. I have a gun, by the way. Oh.
Let's go.
It really hurts to try to use status effects and have the turn be wasted. You're like, why do I ever try? Let's try to take out the side guys. Everyone becomes Twong. Become weak. Oh, well. You know, those kind of interactions just train me never to use status effects. Like, spend a whole turn doing nothing or kill a guy. Unfortunately, a lot of JRPGs struggle to justify those abilities. Especially with how often they're not usable on bosses, then it's like, okay, then why do those are all everyone else is a trash mob you kill immediately without needing any help. So the status effects should only be useful for bosses realistically because of how weak everything else in games usually is. But those often are exactly when they also don't work. Every game that has status effects but then makes bosses immune to them is a coward. It's a coward game made by cowards. And if you made a status effect that's too powerful to be usable on bosses, then it probably shouldn't be in the game to begin with. He just lit dynamite, but he's not even holding it in his hand. That's terrifying. Hope you don't forget about it. Bwop. 1400 experience. Damn, Ari is already rank 5. Oh, I gained a half-eaten bento. That's gross.
I'm getting stronger.
Thumbtack scatter.
Fuck! Who are you guys anyway?
We are the Justice League.
Already.
Fuck you!
Just one bill's all I need. Come on.
1 bill? What the fuck kind of thief are you? Hey! 紧急状况! 有紧急状况!
Oh shit.
Kasuga needs to stop saying things out loud. Why would you reveal your plan?
Out of the way, guys!
Whoops. Whoops.
Run! It's gonna explode! Let's go.
And Ari was also there. She's made great choices joining the crew. That's not... that's not who I think it is. That doesn't... No, because that guy died. constantly taken back to Final Fantasy XIV, Chapter 6, Ignition. With how at the end of everything, there's always a guy looming on a cliff or a ledge in the distance, scheming.
What's happening? Where are we?
Finally awake, huh? It's about damn time.
His glasses didn't even fall off.
Why are we...
Yo. Cool it, Ichiban. It's hopeless.
Listen, asshole. What do you think you're doing?
He's right. Try to save your strength.
Why are you guys so damn calm about all this?
You're the last one to come around, so you missed all the introductions. Sorry, man. But you'll have to fill in the gaps yourself.
Glad you could join us.
Let's get started, shall we? How about we don't? Just hold on. No fair. Don't I get an introduction too? Shut up. Kasuga. No. Who are you?
He's Laoma.
Laoma. In other words, Mabuchi.
Glad we could clear that up. You're going to answer some questions for me now.
No Miya.
Sorry.
The owner of Otohime Land. You're the one who murdered him. Tell me why!
I'll be the one asking the questions. And you're going to give me the answers I want to hear, or I'll kill all your friends. And you can watch as they bleed out.
Okay, press record.
I'm trying to think because they're already caught. I'm not sure what Kasuga would even keep as a secret. He probably should just spill the beans on everything, right? Like they're just some random people that were after him for killing the owner of that organization. That's like their entire plan. And they've already been caught, and he already yelled that out. So like, I don't know what they could be interrogating Ichiban for that he's doesn't want to reveal actually at this point.
Yes, sir.
What are you doing?
I'll tell you what you're doing. Deciding whether your friends will die.
They're gonna die regardless, probably. Why would you ever let them go?
I know you're with the Seiryu clan.
What? No, I'm not.
Are you sure? That's quite the tattoo on your back. You're definitely no civilian.
Maybe I'm just a dumb civilian who likes body art too much.
I can believe the dumb part. I'm told you tried to steal this. Why? What would a Japanese person want with Chinese yuan?
Trick question. It's fake.
Oh? Why do you think that?
Because I saw crisp new bills in the office when supposedly they were out of cash. I also saw your boxes full of blank paper, even though you do food imports.
So you intended to steal a bill which you almost certainly knew was fake. Whatever did you plan to do with it?
It would have been evidence of all your fraud. I was gonna make you pay for killing Nonomiya. Which is what you deserve.
I guess I was right. Yeah, he's just gonna say it all out loud. Because like, why would he hold anything back in the interrogation? He literally already got caught, and in the previous cutscene, already revealed basically the gist of this.
I see.
Ichiban!
So you got jobs in our warehouse solely to investigate our highly successful business.
Now the scary thing is just the idea is, will the mafia not believe his completely earnest, stupid protagonist story and think that has a deeper conspiracy when there isn't one?
And then you just happen to notice the fake money. Is that correct?
Fuck you.
And no one else knows about it. Also correct?
What is the fuck you? Is it implying, usually that response is implying the guy's getting at a deeper secret. That's not what they were going for, but that is the truth. The reason why they're here was to talk to this guy specifically. He wanted to get revenge and answers for why he killed the soap landowner. And we know that it was him, supposedly, because his lackeys just yell his name out, and it was happened to be on a phone call. So, yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't assume that.
Answer me. Or would you prefer to watch your friends die?
Fine. I haven't told anyone.
Good boy. Now, last question, and don't fuck with me on this one.
And ask it and get it over with!
Do you truly believe that I am the one who killed Nonomiya?
Yeah! You're damn straight!
Very good. Perfect, in fact.
Yeah? Why's that, asshole?
I've just recorded video evidence that the Seiryu clan is sticking its nose in our affairs. You Seiryu make me sick. Nothing but traitorous scum.
Hey, we said we're not Seiryu.
Save your breath. We fell right into his trap.
What? What are you talking about?
The Ijin Three took vows never to invade each other's territory. But the Seiryu clan has broken that promise. Which means they've declared war against the Yokohama Liumang.
Huh?
Stop the camera.
Hey, you're getting this shit all mixed up. I ain't in the Seiryu clan!
But your performance was excellent. I can't wait to see the whole movie.
Come again?
Well, okay. Since you were such a good actor, I'll let you in on one thing.
The fuck?
The man who killed Nonomiya is me.
So you did do it!
Send that video to each
There
one
was
of our
no-
members, along with the
there was never in the
warehouse
air.
security footage. Tell them it's proof the Seiryu clan attacked us.
Yes, sir.
I really must thank you.
Piece of shit!
I was actually starting to worry that no one would water the seeds I'd planted. But then you showed up, and now that seed has blossomed into the most beautiful flower.
What the fuck? What are you plotting? Answer me, damn it!
He wants a war. That's his plot. He told you.
That's useless, Kasuga.
What?
Mabuchi's obviously trying to start a war with the Seiryu clan. He wants to upset the balance of power in Ijinsho.
Why would he want a war?
I don't know, but he's about to claim that the Seiryu attacked the Liumang. And we're gonna be his proof.
Why?
And also, how?
They're going to use that video they just shot.
What fucking good is the video if we are not in the Seiryu clan?
Did you hear him give the order to send the video to all Liumang members? That, plus that awful smile of his, and all the other weird shit he said on the video has me thinking. I don't know when he decided to do this, but he had a whole damn script for it.
Bastard.
Oh, he's dead serious about starting this war. The stalemate is over.
Hey, can we wallow in misery later? We gotta escape if you haven't noticed.
Hell of a good point.
Long shot. Yep. Cheer up, Saeko. Where's Eri? She's part of the story now, right? She's part of the gang. The bonus party members are a little strange in this context.
Yo.
Nanba. How bad they get you? Fine. Got off easier than you anyway.
Hey.
Anyway, we gotta figure out a way out of here. Any ideas? Why would I have a way out of this? Sachan, don't be scared. This'll work itself out. Will it, though? Well, everything's worked out so far, hasn't it? I guess. Yeah, everyone's an equal participant, but some people are more equal than others. The female party member's like, don't worry, we're gonna be okay. You need to be encouraged, and I'm gonna protect you, Chan.
Hey.
Adachi-san. An old beat cop like you totally has a clever plan, right? Any ex-cop ideas?
Yeah.
Totally.
Seriously?
Really? I knew an ex-cop would have something. So, what's the plan? First, we gotta get these chains off. Great, how do we do that? If I knew, I'd have done it already. You're kidding me.
Hey.
What's this room for anyway? Where even are we? They took us here by car after the warehouse exploded. They blindfolded us, so who knows where we are. Mabuchi's got a few hideouts in Ijin-sho. Probably one of those. Damn. It's freezing in here. Gonna catch a cold. Don't worry. Idiots don't catch colds. Oh, shut up. Wait. Where's my clothes?
Hey.
See those cardboard boxes over there? Yeah. They're in there. Along with everything else we had. Huh? I had my phone in my coat, though. That means... it's not just you. All our phones and wallets are in there. We could just get one of them over here. We could call for help. We already figured that out. But everything hinges on getting these chains off. We've tried, but they aren't budging.
Hey.
What about yours, Ichiban? Maybe they're weaker than ours. I'm trying to make sense of how they're chained, because it doesn't look like it makes very much sense. Why would you coil them? Why would you coil chains around them several times? Like, you just need one chain link to bind an arm, right? I feel like coiling it around more times might lead to there being more chain involved. Well, obviously, literally that. But I mean, like, there being more chain involved might make it more possible for you to, like, maybe spread out the links, like the individual coils a bit, and be able to, like, tighten one part to loosen another part, and you could, like, work your way out because of that extra slack. It feels like there'd be, like, downsides to using more than one loop of chain. I don't know. Break the chain by force.
Totally.
Alright, time to give it a try. Good luck, Ichiban.
Yeah.
Come on, don't hold back. Give it all you've got.
Yeah.
They'll kill us if we don't escape. Our lives depend on it.
Yeah.
Ichiban, you can do it.
Hold on.
Hold your horses, they're not budging. Don't put this all on me anyway. I don't see how you could ever break chains. Like, obviously just chains in general are strong. I don't mean that. I mean, like, they're bound to the ceiling. So, like, it's a... I don't know physics necessarily here. I don't know tricks people might have invented over the course of the many, many situations to come up with, and then escape artists or strong people that know tricks and tools and things. But my brain is like, hang on. Can't you not exert any more force than your weight, essentially? Like, can you pull in any way that exerts more force than how much you weigh when you're hanging from the ceiling? Even if you're touching the ground, you can't pull on the ground. So like muscles are strong or can be strong. His are strong, obviously. That's the point. We saw Adachi pick up like an entire mega crate that people struggle to carry. But the whole thing about muscles is they exert strength compared to the floor. You're pushing down on the floor with your feet and pulling up other objects to pick them up. So your whole body is engaged in like work to lift something compared to the ground. But if you're spinning from the ceiling, like when Kasuga goes, "Ah!" I honestly don't even know what he's doing, because even after the first bit of pulling, your feet just kind of like slide, right? I guess the maximum force he can exert is if they're not perfectly hanging down vertically, if he can go forward slightly, then he can pull forward, but only insofar as however much grip he can get with his shoes on the floor to push forward at a really bad angle. And I feel like very quickly your shoes just slip well before you break a chain. Like out of those two things, that's the thing that'll give first, right? Is your feet will slip. I don't think that that suit shoes have the kind of grip because the Yakuza wear these fucking nice outfits. I don't think those kind of boots have a level of grip that can compete with a chain, and that's the only mechanical interaction that I think really is competing here to break the chain. I don't think your body can really even factor in at that point. I don't know. Hold your horses. They're not budging. Don't put all this on me anyway. Yes, we're screwed. It's nice of the villains to walk away instead of killing us, though. Classic Bond move. Eri-chan, come here with the mallet.
You think anyone's coming back?
I mean, they wouldn't just leave us here to die, would they?
That would be a pretty economic way to torture people.
This is legitimately a weird plot thing where if you did have Eri in your party during the fight, this moment's really weird now, because I assume that these are always the characters in this cutscene. So at that point, Eri just left. She got away, and we all got captured, and she was just talking about how she's going to help us from here on out. And then nobody shows up. The plot is about how no one's coming, but they let you have an optional party member before this, and they carefully control what chapter these characters are unveiled during. Like the minigame is specifically added last chapter. So they've introduced that plot hole themselves. It's like Eri just isn't canon, basically, is the takeaway. People have pushed back on this before with me, but at some point somebody pointed out to me the idea that essentially what happens in Yakuza is that the main story for each game is canon to all the other main stories, and the side stories are canon to all of the other side stories across all the other games. So side story Kiryu in 0 is canonical to side story Kiryu in Yakuza 1 and 2 and so on. But main story Kiryu has no idea what happens in the side stories, with the exception of obvious things like optional interactions with the main characters and stuff like that. Like some of that stuff, there's a gray area in the middle somewhere, but overall, side stories frequently have sequels to previous side stories, and everyone remembers you from the previous game, but a lot of it literally could not have happened in the story. Like Kiryu, in Yakuza 0, you're constantly in urgent moments where it makes no sense to do side stories, and there's like, it almost never makes sense for you to be spending this much time doing it. The money you make doesn't even slightly match the story. Like this game is explicitly about us being in poverty and having to do odd jobs and to make ends meet. So it makes no sense that they brought back the 5 billionaires type storyline and just don't acknowledge that. People constantly need money that I can easily achieve, at least not that hard compared to how they're acting it is. And now we even have entire party members that just can't actually exist. This isn't really a complaint. It's just me like unpacking it essentially.
Sons of bitches.
Shh. I hear footsteps.
What do you want?
Is it gonna be the white-haired guy? Nope. No!
Hey, I remember these
He
guys.
is there.
Yeah, they were at the warehouse.
The warehouse is total thanks to you fucks. Everything is gone, and it's time for you to pay.
Well, it was you guys who blew up the truck, not us.
Luckily, Laoma gave us permission to make examples out of you.
Okay, so this scene ends with the white-haired guy beating them all up and saving us. That's the only way this kind of scene always goes. It's always right when they go, now I get to torture and disfigure and murder you all, and you can't escape. And then, like, a character saves everyone. That's literally how the scene always plays out. What's getting me is that definitely looks like the guy from Yakuza 6, right? He does not have an ambiguous Kashiwagi death. I don't remember what Kashiwagi's death was, but a bullet anywhere that isn't that doesn't hit people on the top of the Millennium Tower is ambiguous in these games, seemingly. People like Saijima's sister gets shot on the Millennium Tower. Fuck her, she's dead. No recovery, no chance. But anywhere else, bullets don't seem to even do anything. So I can kind of accept Kashiwagi surviving. That guy got shot in the head. He had a shocking death where you're in the middle of confronting him on the floating, you're like on the barges or whatever, or in the docks or whatever, and he's been a multi-chapter villain that's like just so fixated on fighting Kiryu, and he's just abruptly gets shot in the head right when he's about to reveal the mastermind or something, and he's just dead. You don't shrug that off the way Kiryu shrugs off assassin bullets by just flexing really hard. Like, that guy's dead. That's him, right?
Examples?
Yeah, we're gonna slice you up and send the body parts to the Seiryu clan. Laoma also said we can take our sweet time killing you. He knows how to keep his men motivated.
We're
Glad
perverts.
to hear you like your boss. That's
Hey,
rare.
safe.
Ha! Not scared, huh? You must have had some lucky breaks in the past, but there's none coming now. I'm about to show you what hell itself is like.
There's no lucky break coming for you now. Takes one step forward, reveals lucky break in the background. Not my nips.
Did that hurt? Scared now? I love it when they make that face. Come on, make it again.
Stop it, you freak!
Oh, patience, lady. I'm saving you for later. That part's gonna be real fun.
You're disgusting. Keep it in your pants unless you want to lose it.
I like how feisty she is. But let's start with a nice appetizer. The old man. Yeah! Don't do this!
Yup. It's K-pop.
Who are you?
Pardon the interruption, but I have orders from Laoma himself.
Huh? Why didn't I hear about this? Hey, what did Laoma say?
He doesn't even have a
Why are
scar.
you taking off their chains?
That's the best I can do, I'm afraid.
The use of a mask as if this is hiding his identity at all. It's like, it's so obviously the guy from the last game. What the fuck?
You'll have to figure out the rest for yourselves.
He sounds like Jesse Pinkman.
Wait! Who the fuck?
Kind of funny how the tables have turned, wouldn't you say? You know, my luck's been really turning around. Sucks to be you.
Who the hell was that guy?
No idea. But I think I'll buy him dinner if I ever see him again.
You know what comes after that.
Mind wrapping this up?
Oh, right.
I
My
can't. I
bad.
could.
All right.
It's part of it.
I got this. Yeah. Get him, Ichiban.
Please don't lose.
Let's go.
You shit-ribbed asshole! You're fucking dead!
Is he gonna have like a second funnier scar that looks like a smile on his chest for the rest of his story across the next two games? Or is this one gonna mysteriously vanish just while the other scar has been persisting forever? Stack slap. When the enemy just won't learn their lesson, they need to be slapped harder, and that requires a fatter stack of cash. Oh, right. I got a money skill, which is goofy. I should try to AoE a little bit first. Oh, I'm back to being a punching man because they took my bat away. That makes sense. Tenacious Fist, Ruck Swing. I think I've never done some of these yet. But yeah, me doing the money quest unlocked money abilities now too. Or one. And will be more. I just beat him with money. Where the fuck did I get the money from? Oop. It's fictional money. It's imagined Ichiban money. Alright, Headbutt Barrage. Let's see that. My head is very hard. Ow. Were those first two hits supposed to hit? I was trying to time counters for them, and then it just said miss, and I was like, oh. I'm gonna beat you with money. Oh, it's my turn again. Okay. Oh, the entire table disintegrates. Bloop. Yatta! More experience just for me. Agility +5. Can I get faster someday? Faster than Nanba, please? Man, my intellect is really low. I guess that checks. But damn, I'm really not getting it any higher, am I? My kindness is so... I need to stop... I need to strategically find the nicest dialogue choice in every cutscene and specifically not pick that one, because I need to stop. It's just going to cap out, and then what do I do with that? It's just going to be wasting experience. Good. My phone's still in here. No service, though. Guess we're not calling for help, then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing we can do. What about the guy in the black mask? He saved us, but we don't even know who he is. Any ideas, Ichiban? I know. Not a one. If he helped us, that means he's not Liumang. Think he was Seiryu clan, then? Nah, that's off. They wouldn't risk everything to sneak into an enemy stronghold. He's also not Japanese. He was pretty hot, though. Like a K-pop star. Exactly. Because he's Korean. Really? That's the kind of look you're into?
I see.
Isn't the third family Korean, the one we haven't met yet? That's gotta be it. What's gotta be it? If I had to guess, I'd say he's with the Gomijul. That I'm not certain. Okay, we've technically met them, in that we've never met any of them. But they shot at us, and we confronted them indirectly. Huh? You sure about that? Yeah, why would the Gomijul rescue us? Who knows? Smoke is less elusive than those guys. Smoke is less elusive than those guys. You guys all saw how you just casually swooped into Mabuchi's hideout to get us out. So, process elimination, says Gomijul. Yeah. Just an ex-cop hunch, also the part where he's Korean and everyone's segregated into racial mafias. Makes it easier, honestly. I think first we ought to focus on getting out of here. Right. Could he be Seiryu? That Korean guy? Yeah, that's how this works. Sure. Oh, a spider. Great, Kasuga, you normal person. Alright.
Should I open it? Sweet.
Finally, a safe in the cutscene. This calls back to a funny thing just from throughout all of the Yakuza games, is they love to show collectibles in cutscenes. It's just so funny to me that they keep doing that. Particularly, there's a lot of cutscenes in Yakuza 0 and the Kiwami games and stuff where they have, like, the safe keys throughout the coin locker keys are hidden throughout the game. And they have like a glittery, they show up as like a glittery item, but they're often in spots where you're not likely to spot with your eyes through normal gameplay. But almost all of them are placed in locations that will show up during a specific camera angle during a specific side story somewhere in the game. So you'll be playing a side story and out of nowhere it'll cut to a specific camera angle and show the glittery item and you're like, oh! And then you just like you have to remember to get that after the cutscene. It's extremely funny to me that they kept doing that. I love that gag, if you can call it that. Heal up, everybody. I took minor cosmetic damage. I should have checked to see if I have my bat back or not. Like if the class switched back.
Hey.
Hey, someone's coming. Yeah, I can tell. Can you try taking this seriously? Hey, how'd you get out here? Oh, some enemies draw near, huh? This isn't a random encounter, Ichiban. Come on, get him! What's the plan, Ichiban? Should we run? Run? Yeah, right. In this party, we always choose fight. Why is Ichiban speaking delusionally out of nowhere? Like, the template, the premise of the game is slightly that, but he hasn't actually acted like that, and we're in the middle of a really dire situation, so it's just a weird time for him to suddenly talk so strangely. Ah, damn it, he moved forward right when I clicked on it. I pressed that way too soon. Counter. Counter this, dude. I love that Adachi does that. I need him to be right after Nanba, so he always takes advantage of the fact that he knocks people down so easily.
Look at me go.
Alright, so I did switch back to the bat. But also they couldn't run because they were literally trapped in a dead end.
This place is like a real ass.
Another one? I had one fight. This place is like a real... did I accidentally skip the dialogue? They really... I've gotten used to games being able to let dialogue play while other stuff happens. It's a little weird to play a game that is back to having get interrupted by literally anything you do. And then just making you miss it forever. Maybe it's the blood loss that made Ichiban go delusional out of nowhere. I don't think I should be beating up people that... This seems cruel. What is the range of that attack?
Don't get cocky. Yeah. Let's go. Have fun with this.
Aha! Hospital patients are weak to breakdancing. Obviously. You don't have much health. Bye-bye. It'll be interesting to see if the game ever gets much more strategy than just being like, okay, so here's your single target strong attack, and here's your AoE that's weaker but hits a bunch of guys. And that being like the majority of all combat. Okay, I want to save at least some of you an hour of time. What you're about to watch is an extremely filler style dungeon that they make you play in the main story for some reason. It's literally the next hour of the playthrough. If you want to hear me come to terms with that over time and go on a series of rants about JRPGs and turn-based combat and also the predicament I'm in and filler and Yakuza's direction as a franchise at times, then keep watching. But if you want to get on with it, skip to 2 hours and 40 minutes, because this is literally an hour of an extremely filler dungeon where nothing happens. As I said this at the beginning of the playthrough, like, I like turn-based combat, but I like it when it has decisions that are like feel impactful and important the whole time. Like I love playing XCOM because every single turn is full of tension and you're trying to figure out if you're doing it right or not. And like I feel like sometimes JRPGs or turn-based combat games often fall into the same traps that open world games do, which is that they become about being a frictionless crowd pleaser, but in not asking people much of people, they kind of don't really do anything. The way the potential I see in turn-based combat is that it's a puzzle to solve. how do I get to this scenario? I look at the strengths and weaknesses of what's happening, or what the scenario that was thrown at me, and the tools available to me, and I see how to solve that problem. And my issue with so many turn-based games that actually exist is that you solve the puzzle once, which is usually just attack them, and then you solve it the exact same way 300 more times. And you're like, I already did that. I don't need to do it again. I already proved that I know that's the solution to that puzzle. And like, do it again. Are you sure you can do it? I'm like, yeah, I know I can do it. And then you do it again, and like, see, I did it again. It was the same as last time. But if you did it again, though, he's like, you're literally making me stronger every time I do this. Like, obvious, I did it before when I was weaker, and now I'm stronger, so it's even easier to do now. Why are you asking me if I can do it again? In a game like Small Saga, that game was relatively easy, in that I think I never died a single time, or maybe died once in the entire game. But they were all unique encounters with unique scenarios and unique like abilities on the table and stuff happening. So even if I wasn't necessarily being massively challenged, I was actively thinking and considering. I was actively thinking about what's going on, considering what the situation was, trying to gauge how dangerous each increasingly upsetting villain situation is. Wow, I say this, and then they show me a rat with a big weapon, as if they knew I was going to talk about Small Saga right here. People should play Small Saga if you like turn-based combat games in general, and you especially wish that these games had better pacing and better moment-to-moment story pacing and character development, but also combat that didn't waste your time. Play Small Saga. It's a very, very good indie game, and half of you were furries anyway, so you should be playing it because it's all Anthro characters, and that's fun. Incredible world building too. Just a fantastic, fun, absurd little thing. But also XCOM, by incorporating the physical world into the gameplay in a way that this game kind of almost suggests it's going to do, but kind of mostly doesn't, that massively increases the variety, because even though you only have X amount of attacks and abilities, and there's not a massive pool of stuff to go through there, the fact that XCOM interacts with the environment, and that the environment is a different level every time. I'm not really going to be able to AoE much here. The fact that it all works that way really opens up to an extreme amount of variety from how the abilities and movement and everything interact with the game's changing environment and context and stakes. So you get a lot of mileage from that form of turn-based combat, the tactical RPG type stuff, if they interact correctly with the environment, because you can get a lot of depth from that. And like, it works better sometimes in games like XCOM, and it sometimes works less well in games like Valkyria Chronicles? Was that the one it was called? It's like the anime World War II game kind of thing. Especially if you look at how people beat that game to get maximum scores in each level, it becomes like one universal strategy that works on basically every level, and that's a bummer. Once you're making people select items, I think you can get away with some more repetition in action games like Kingdom Hearts, because not only are you interacting with the environment on some level or playing a level, but also just the combat is lower commitment because you just beat people up, and so it's less noticeable. But once you're just picking abilities from a menu over and over again, there's this element of like, why does the game keep asking me the same question over and over again, and I keep clicking the same answer over and over again. Like the variability in your behavior is so reduced by comparison that you start to wonder why the combat happens that much. I kind of wonder if it might be even a symptom of like the game not having a massive development cycle, because these games come out like, they make another Yakuza game every year, sometimes twice a year lately. And so inventing an entire new combat style that quickly, I don't know how you do that. Because they're promising 250 enemy types via the Pokedex. And my question is just like, at that point, what's the point of having that many enemy types if they don't actually behave differently? Oh my god, I one-shot him. Like, it feels like every single one of these enemies should be bringing a different mechanic to the table and a different, like, status effect or a different, like, conundrum. And even if it's not the most challenging thing ever, it should just be like, at least should have to take a moment to be like, okay, the Dine Dasher, what does he do? Oh, fuck. And then actually, like, assess that. Which is normally why enemy types exist. Like in a Zelda game, every single enemy, like the Wolf Guys, or the Lizalfos, or the Dark Nut, and so on, every single enemy in a 3D classic Zelda game, you interact with it differently. There's a different pattern, a different answer to how you fight it and what you're supposed to do. And if you don't learn what that is, you'll be flailing and embarrassing yourself in front of your live audience. And like that's why enemies exist normally. In Devil May Cry, like here's the like every single enemy behaves differently, and then you think you were one optimum strategy on how to fight everything, and then the game throws you the floating cowboy ghost creatures, and you're like, wait, it's in the air at all times. How do I fight this thing? And you have to reassess everything. More often than not, JRPGs are just like, it's another character model to do the same attack on. And I'm like, you're not keeping up your end of the bargain, video game. You were supposed to come up with something that changes the gameplay. I don't know, people sometimes act like my opinions about this stuff is like really dismissive and reductive, and I'm like, I don't think it is. I feel like I've played hundreds of hours of these things, and I don't struggle at them, and they don't ask anything of me. That's just what they are, right? If I didn't get the game, I'd probably be losing at it. Oop.
Here we go.
Like, what is an eloquent Yakuza? What's different about him? What does that mean? What does that change about the previous scenario? Ta-da! Ah, the level up screen persists just long enough that I think that I need to press A to continue, and then I accidentally skip what the actual results were.
Should I open it?
It loads the next part like right when I'm pressing A. An embroidered jacket. I came from this side, right? Have I missed any side paths? Don't think so. But in a way, it's a little damning to ever have games like this have this button, where you just equip your optimized gear. Do I have anything better than the box cutter? Not yet. The optimized gear inherently kind of gives away the game, that like a significant percentage of the gear doesn't necessarily have like specific upsides and downsides and niches and strategies, but instead is just a flat upgrade over previous ones, to the point where the game just has a put my best gear on button. Usually the games will at least add some level of nuance by the end of the game. Bug enthusiast. But for a while it really is just like, it's like filing your taxes or opening your emails. You're like, aha, I see, I have better number instead of old bad number. Which means it's another system that usually doesn't involve much in the way of choice. I sound like I'm going way harder on this game than I actually feel. It's not that big of a deal to me. I'm just like, I'm in the middle of gameplay gauntlet, so I'm discussing the gameplay. In particular, the extent to which I can kind of just autopilot through it by pressing the same abilities over and over again and not really think about it that hard, and then do a podcast about it in real time. If I'm doing a real-time podcast, that's usually a sign that whatever I'm doing right now isn't the most engaging gameplay ever. because I normally save podcast mode for when I'm doing a long walk across the map or something that is similarly undifficult. Oh, get him before it gets up. Nope, too late. You can do that now, huh? I wonder what governs that. Is it like a stat? I don't think I've ever seen a description of them like, I've unlocked this ability now. So I just don't really know why Adachi does that and why Nanba just did it. I'd love to know why. But I still keep forgetting to look up what the stats are because the game doesn't explain to you what the stats are. So it's like, I have dexterity. What's it do? You know, it's dexterity. It's like, where's my Dark Souls button where I hit select and that lets me scroll through the stats screen to highlight each one for a description of what each one means. That's like a really clunky interface element in Dark Souls, but it's so good. Every RPG needs a button like that because it's what that button is the PC gaming button of like, oh right, on a PC I can just mouse over something. And when I mouse over it, it gives you a tooltip about what it means. And like on so many PC games, you can just mouse over any confusing term or stat that you don't know yet, and it'll just tell you right there when you mouse over it. And every single game that has any kind of stats or terms like that really could use that feature in some variation.
Should I open it? Sweet.
It's like from Monster Hunter to Yakuza, every single Japanese fantasy game should have the button that lets you just essentially mouse over all of the stats and skills and descriptions just to find out in the spot what they are. Like I'm playing Monster Hunter and I'm playing with a hunting horn, and they keep getting new abilities. Every hunting horn has different songs it plays and different things it puts on the floor as like an AoE like buff for your friends, and sometimes special abilities. And it's like, let me mouse over them to find out what they do, please. Because some of them are intuitive and based on their naming, and some of them really aren't. And it would just be very helpful if the game told you what they were. And I didn't, because there's many things that can be resolved by Googling, but that's not. You shouldn't design your game around people having to Google everything. Dude, I just obliterated their entire party in one attack. Except this one guy. But he's next. I kind of want this weapon to make the home run bat swing noise. Anything around here? Yeah, it's interesting. The level designer populated this area with a bunch of stuff. Propane tanks, these crates. These were melee weapons in old Yakuza games. Those are the same assets you would use as melee weapons in past games. But your characters only pick up melee weapons procedurally or whatever. Like, if you do a normal attack on an enemy and you happen to be standing by a melee weapon when the attack starts, you'll pick it up and beat them with it. But you can't walk around. I find that really interesting because, like, it feels like they might have had a more hardcore game at one point planned out, and they built the game around that, and then they scrapped it and made the game more casual and less interesting and more shallow. Because this game might have had, because the fact that we fight in the environment is really interesting, but then they squander it by having it almost never matter. But this might have been a tactical RPG at one point in its development. You see stuff like this in the levels, and I'm like, maybe they wanted you to walk over these things, spend some of your movement action getting over here and pick it up, then try to attack with it. Like, akin to like how you would in a Yakuza game, where in the previous games you would spend time doing that, and have to watch out for attacks coming at you while you were doing it. I'm the item maestro. I would constantly grab all the bullshit in a given bar, and like I would Jackie Chan it and would just like break every single physical object in the entire like cabaret club over the boss fight's head, just trying to soften him up with anything other than the combat system that I wasn't that good at. So those are games that I'm not very good at. It's the rest of the Yakuza series. But like, I wonder if they scrapped it, because nowadays you just run infinite distance at people. If you attack somebody, you just run all the way to them, and there's no concern about the environment. Nothing in the environment hurts you or gets in your way. Nothing, if it happens to be in your way, you either path around it automatically or you burst through it. The only obstacle that can get in your way is sometimes additional enemies that are in your way will attack you as you try to run straight through them. But other than that, the environment and where you're currently standing almost never actually affects what's going on, aside from targeting AoE attacks, and that system's especially weird because you have so little control over it. In particular, I wouldn't be that surprised if Nanba's ability was designed at a previous point in the game when you were able to actually choose where you targeted the attack, because that makes way more sense. Nanba's fire attack is terrible because you don't have control over it. I assume on some level that it's technically a large AoE because it's a big fire attack, but the AI is in control of the aiming of it because you don't get to tell him how to aim it, and so you don't get to like run to a specific spot and then target an area with a cone and then be like, yes, this cone, that's what I want, and then hit all the people in the cone. Instead, Nanba runs until he runs as little as possible to when he's just barely able to target the enemy, and then he fires then. So he shoots your enemy with the end of the cone instead of the beginning of the cone. When everyone who's ever played a game like this knows you want to shoot your main target with the beginning of the cone, the narrow point of it, point blank, so you can then have the rest of the triangle pointing past them to hit the enemies, to hit additional enemies. That's just 101 for how you do a basic AoE in a game like this. But because the game is this very strange amalgam of other ideas, you don't have control over your own character in moments like that, so you can't make him do it right, and he does it wrong so consistently that the entire class is functionally useless for the first 20 levels of the game. I assume he eventually gets other abilities that don't suck, but the fact that that ability, it just won't let you use it correctly and you can't do anything about it is brutal. And it's never been patched. They never like identified that that attack just doesn't work, and when it's named as being an AoE, and they were never like, oh, we should reassess the AI and how he targets this thing so that he at least puts the enemy at the center of the AoE and not the wrong end of it, so that it has a higher chance of maybe targeting the people around. Ultra detergent. Ew. My eyes. Oh no. I'm out of MP. Everyone's kind of out of MP. I should probably fix that before they hit me with a boss fight at the end. Probably. Although they'll probably hit me with an automatic healing bin before the boss fight. So I'll feel silly if I use my healing items. That kind of uncertainty is always a little rough, where you're like, hang on, the game might actually just give it to me for free, so I probably shouldn't use any items.
Yeah. I got this. Have fun with this.
Big kick.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt. Come on now. Okay.
Big bat. Greetings. They were silenced because microphone. Didn't quite take anyone down. Think this will take him out though? Yeah. Alright, the first three are roughly equal power, so I should have used the ability on the guy that was unharmed probably, because I might have been able to kill him. Because everyone else is not using abilities. I wonder what governs that. Ta-da! So close to the level up too. So itchy. So Ichiban.
Should I open it? Got it.
Well, the long-term fans will know I have my own issue with the Yakuza series in general's combat. Mainly that they hit you with extremely difficult bosses by the end of the game, but there's almost no game leading up to that that's good for practicing the combat, outside of maybe the Coliseum, if it's in that game. Because the games are just so easy for the most part with all their goon fights that you don't get to practice actually having to like conserve your resources and carefully beat your way through like an 18 health bar boss fight that has punishing attacks and so on. So when I get to the final boss of the games that aren't super easy, I feel pretty unprepared because the game didn't really teach me. There was a degenerate hiding inside. It's a mimic. That's funny. Degenerate is a slightly yikesy word choice, but whatever. He's a shaman. What did he hit me? What is on my character? I missed the text about it. Am I haunted? I guess? It's like a curse. Oh, she can do it too. Yeah, follows it up. Oh, she does not do much damage in this situation. Suffers from the cold. Everyone except for her got affected by it. So was it a group-wide AoE, I assume? It was the right call to not use my resources because, as I expected, right before the probable boss fight, they just give me a free heal. They encourage you to stock up on resources, which, I mean, it's not the worst idea because you could technically get stuck if you are too weak. But it's another case of me mostly just not needing any resources at all.
How was I supposed to know some guy was gonna pop out at me? Guess you never know what to expect when opening these things. But if he was waiting for me, how long was he cooped up for?
Yeah, like how did he survive without the air? Right, save points are manual only in here. Save point makes it easy. Alright. And away we go. Did I drink my kombucha? Escapists. All right. What is the relevancy of that to anything? What do you mean you're an escapist? Oh, I've clicked the wrong one. Damn it. I cannot believe the range. Ow. My evasion. A funny side effect is that during combat, I sometimes think that Nanba is Ichiban, because he's now wearing a suit and has poofy hair, and so the suit makes him resemble Ichiban more than Nanba because of how far off the appearance is. It is fun to go back to the Yakuza 0 Majima costume. All this money I'm getting. Might be able to afford the microphone on the way out.
Should I open it? Sweet.
Long coat. That was an upgrade. I'll probably avoid buying any more defensive gear. It seems to trickle in at a decent rate-ish. But also I'm just not aching for it. I want to get Saeko on the same level as everybody else, offense-wise, and not leave her behind. But then I'll probably save up my money / spend all of it at the vocational school. And then save it for, like, the next, like, third of the game's high-level weapons or whatever. I don't know. I just assume there must be, like, new stores later with better gear. And I assume I'm not able to buy the best items in the game a few hours in. That'd be weird. But this is the only map we have, so either the stores unlock new gear, or I guess we probably go back to Kamurocho since we started there. I mean, we pretty much have to go back to Kamurocho because the plot is about Kamurocho's ultimately. Like the real plot, not the one we're currently doing locally for a long time. In particular, we know we're going back there and probably not just for the sake of wrapping up the plot with our dad, but probably spending time there again is because they specifically set up us having like an old friend, and he's never shown up again. We never heard from Pro ZD ever again, the blonde guy. But they specifically was like, oh man, you're gonna be like 40 by the time I get out of prison. That's crazy. So we've foreshadowed how much time is going to pass, and thought about that, but
should I open it?
He hasn't had the chance to show up again yet. They keep giving me katanas.
Should I open it? Got it.
Is K-pop gonna join my party and then give me? Is he gonna use katanas? Is that where we're going with this? Is why would you give me a bespoke, unique katana loot item at a point in the game where I can't even use katanas? It's not like a random drop in an encounter. It's just like, it's specifically a chest in a linear dungeon. Almost like he's about to join my party, and that's a weapon he could equip, so that I'm not immediately stuck with a weak party member that has a level 1 weapon. Of course, if you're going to start with a weapon that strong, why you'd maybe wonder why even design a level 1 weapon if he can't be in the party to at a point where he'd ever want to use it. Do-do-do.
Okay. You're in it now. Take your best
Yep, just politely group up.
Come on now. Those that.
Right.
I got this.
Not gonna make it. I made it. Dynamite ignite. These poor fools with their multi-turn abilities. They think that they'll ever fire these attacks. This might hit the guy behind me. That hit like no one. Wow. They all kind of walked out of the way. It's awkward that happens. You want to make tactical decisions, but then characters just kind of awkwardly wobble around. So they'll just undo your tactical decision because of all the stuff you can't control. Because you can't control where your enemy is standing and where you're standing at any point. And both you and your opponents just wander around. Like, Ichiban's walking around still while I'm controlling him, but I can't do that myself. So like, he might literally just be like standing in the perfect spot and then walk away from it and be like, no, I'm you. Why are you betraying me? Job rank up. Yes, you are. Stay home. Don't come here. They will cut your limbs off and then light you on fire. Do-do-do-do-do. Such girthy sewers you have. What does the pink one mean? They're all red except for a pink one. I thought it was on the guy with the headband. He's level 17. Is he the boss fight of the group? I'm not sure what that means. Sometimes some of the people have pink icons before I aggro them. But I don't think it was the slugger. Yeah, he might have more health than everybody else, so maybe he's the elite of the group, but like in a way that he still dies this quickly, so I don't know.
Here we go. Check this out.
Given the depth that's suggested at times in this game, I often wonder, Twitchy streamer? That's very funny. Although it's probably someone who pees and not a streamer, but that might still be the joke. Or the localization joke, even. I often wonder with games like this that suggest depth, like the weird way that people move around, but you can't control it. I often wonder if, like, they had a previous version of the game and then it gets, like, focus tested out. Like, they put it in people's hands and like, ah, people are too stupid. Make the game easier. Strip most of the mechanics out. Or if it's just, like, the development cycle takes a while and you're like, we can't fully realize this, we won't be able to do it in time, and so they just like give up on things that'll take longer to develop, like the ability to actively walk around and play test the idea of having like an action economy where you like move and attack like in a tactical RPG, and have like this much movement per turn and so on. Because there's always the question of like, how do you do that? Like, how do you incorporate that? Do you have them? Do you like look around with like a? Does it go to like a top-down camera angle and you like switch to like a? Oops, I meant to actually go back to normal attack. Did I just explode a propane tank with my toe because it was slightly in my way? I gotta start taking out the random dudes before they just all have turns. Ow! Yeah, there's always the question of like, how do you do a movement action in games like this? Because there's a lot of different options. Like, do you do a top-down camera angle where you move around with a reticle, and then click on a spot, and that's like, and you have like a movement radius? Or do they try to do it the way a game like this often would try to do, which is do they let you walk around manually and they just have a meter that's going down while you walk? And then the moment you run out of walk meter, it just freezes you in place, and it's like, hope that's where you want it to be. Because those systems are rough. They feel like an intuitive way to try to teach people that don't know how to play these games how to do that. But it's a really frustrating system because there's so much awkwardness and like having to pilot it manually. And I can almost see them trying that just because they're trying to like introduce the game to Yakuza players. Because potentially, they're pretty much leveled, ready to I almost said romance, to go up a rank. Oh yeah, 15 to go, so he's probably already there. He's not. I thought they both looked like they were the same amount. What? They're so far off from each other. You're 15 and 25, so he's already capped out and has been wasting some of his bond level experience. 25, 85. I guess he might cost more though. And yeah, she can't get it without me grinding the minigame. Mysterious carrot. Mysterious leaf. That is a potential consideration about the tactical stuff, is that they might have like had the capability for stuff in the engine and then might have been like, wait, no. And we're like, we gotta make this, we're gonna make it baby mode a little bit, because people are coming here from playing a beat 'em up. Like, the Yakuza franchise is essentially a spiritual successor obviously to Shenmue more immediately, but in longer distance, it's a kind of a successor to games like River City Ransom and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the side-scrolling beat-em-ups. That's it, like these are ultimately like beat-em-up games until this one, obviously. So like they have more in common with the Bouncer, except they were like, how do we translate this model into a long-term campaign, as opposed to the Bouncer, which is a fully priced PS2 game, but funnily enough, still had the same DNA of being like a 90-minute arcade brawler that you beat in one sitting. I love the Bouncer, but it is very short. And like Fighting Force was also, that was a PS1 game that also was a follow-up to that like old school beat 'em up style game, and just like the Bouncer, you and your friends will beat it in one sitting if you can and don't lose, because that game's hard. So Yakuza is about like, how do we turn that genre into a 40-hour RPG-ish thing? And these levels are where you really see the DNA of it just being, where it really just feels like a brawler, because it is just a gauntlet of a bunch of enemies, then you play through a level. But these are actually really rare. You only do one of these like every like 10 to 20 hours in these games a lot of the time.
Okay.
Although I gotta say, this one in particular seems like it's kind of, it feels a little long by now. I don't know if people just think I'm nitpicking everything, but I do. Oh my goodness, that... Okay, if you kill everyone simultaneously with the breakdance thing, it makes a very loud sound. It plays the sound, and amplifies it 5 times all at once. I probably just sound annoying and nitpicking by now, but I'm just like... That last gauntlet we did in the Yakuza HQ, that one was full of like pacing and special encounters and a weird map to navigate, and stuff was going on. This one, I feel like I'm just running down the same copy-pasted hallway for like an hour. This is a bit of a weak showing. If nothing else, it reminds me of why a lot of these games will add a nemesis guy. Often like a faceless nemesis, like the man in black or whatever. They'll just have like a recurring mini-boss guy that's like your dungeon-specific antagonist that's just like really pissed at you, apparently. And he's just like so fixated on taking you down, because at least that gives more of a through line to one of these things that's otherwise like, I'm just fighting random guys. Their names don't even make sense. That guy's a hostile host. Like, why am I fighting a host? From a host club? I haven't even seen a host club in this setting yet. There's a host club in Kamurocho, Stardust. Which specifically the guy who got shot in the head that freed me a minute ago, that guy took over Stardust. He's a host. Like, why am I fighting beefcakes? Does the beefcake change my behavior in any way? In the game, I mean? Does it change how I play the game? But also, what does the beefcake have to do with the people I'm running from? Is this literally filler? Because now that they're hosts and beefcakes, I'm forced to assume that I'm not even in a dungeon. Like, I guess this is why it doesn't feel like as good as the Yakuza HQ. I'm not even fighting the mafia that I ran from, right? That's what we're at this point, isn't it? At this point, I'm now just fighting randomly generated enemies in a dungeon that's copy-pasting its hallways. It's kind of a weak showing, honestly. I already fight random people every second I'm playing the open world, so you could just cut this and it wouldn't really change anything. You really need the narrative context of like, oh yeah, it's those guys. We're infiltrating a Yakuza HQ, we're escaping a Yakuza HQ, and they're gonna get me. But once he started breaking out the guys with the backwards caps and the tap-out shirts, it's like, I think we lost the plot a little bit. Ta-da! Smack. Okay, so every single party member I have can do a follow-up. Sometimes. I wonder how that works. maybe I'll remember to even look it up. Hero's compassion. Beautiful cloth in the sewers. Like, by comparison, or so much loot. I have no idea what any of it's for the most part. You just nab it up, and then once at some point 10 hours from now when I'm at a crafting menu or something, just kind of silently hope I already have what I need. They don't seem very crowded together. Dead. Whack.
I'm up. Let's go.
Right, that's why she always has more abilities to attack with after everybody else falls apart. Because she has She has MP restoring auto attack. See, now she's after him, and so finally I'm able to use somebody else's attack and not somebody whose abilities I want to use all the time. Job rank up.
Look at me go.
True grit. They're acting like they're all dying, but Saeko's the only one that's actually hurt. Everybody else is completely full health. Oh man, oh fuck. It's like your health and mana are full, sir. Oh, that's the path we're going, so this must be a safe. Whoa, who could have guessed?
Should I open it? Sweet.
The wonky hammer. That's for the construction job I don't use, I think? Yeah. Evil trash bags. Pseudo trash. What the fuck? Y'all don't even have arms. Y'all don't even have arms. Ah, they're not close enough. I could have AoE'd them down in a... Sometimes I choose AoEs at bad times because intuitively I'm like, in any other video game I could make them both get hit by the attack. But that's in a game where I get to actually aim the attack. Oh. Getting intellect up all of a sudden. Proficient. I don't know what that one's for. That can't even do damage. The entire enemy team is focusing my most vulnerable party member, and like she still just isn't taking damage because these guys literally are useless. In terms of like, if we put this in terms of like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines, if this game had like a cult following a decade later, I'm pretty sure they would mod this dungeon out of it. They would just delete it from the game because it's just nothing. Nothing's happening. I'm kind of baffled at this point. It's like I was tricked into doing the 100 Florist challenge in a Zelda game, where they're just like, yeah, a bunch of enemies for a long time. That's it. You're like, But in those cases, you at least opt into it, and it's like a survival challenge. Can you get through the whole thing with your limited resources? But I'm a JRPG. When I level up, everybody heals. And there's also healing rooms. So I haven't used a single resource this entire dungeon. There is no war of attrition here. The auto burglar. What? If you're a GTA man, why aren't you in a place that has cars? You're not gonna burglar a car here. This is a sewer. They can't even get down here, sir.
Right. Try this on for size.
Got him. Ding.
Should I open it? Sweet.
That's a guitar. I like how Kasuga looks as a guitar man, but the Bat class feels like the best class. Hero just feels like the best class, so I don't know if I want to give that up and invest the resources in trying to make it good. What's up with these umbrellas? What's going on here? It looks like it's supposed to be a homeless encampment. Or a homeless, like, hiding spot. Like it's a shelter, I mean. But with the way that's tied together, I'm like, how do you get into the box? In the top, maybe? I guess the umbrellas could be there because of leaks in the sewer, which is gross. You think you would just move it to a different spot, though, if it's leaking there. Can't be leaking that much. It's mostly... It's all like brick and fused together. It's a space that very specifically does not want to be leaking all that much. Whereas like the umbrellas would make sense if it like intuitively I'm like, oh, this must be an meant to be an above ground shelter and not in here, and they just reused it because the umbrellas, I don't know if they make sense here. Whereas they can block rain at times, but also they could keep the sun off you. Because sun is bad. People should not have the sun on them that much.
Here we go. You want to fight? This out. Here
Oh my god, environmental thing. That almost never happens. That confirms it then. That is that those boxes are placed to be a weapon for the environment. That's fascinating. I wonder if this entire dungeon is kind of boring because it was designed around a version of the game where the level mattered. And so it's like a bunch of rooms where the context of what's changing every time is that there's different hazards in the room. But the product we were eventually given, that actually might be an upgrade for her. Yay! She gained 9 attack. That's something. That's actually the same microphone I saw for sale earlier, isn't it? Like, I think this might have been... I wonder if there's like a really sad employee at the company because it was his job to design this dungeon and it was all designed around a version of the game that had mechanical variety. And so it's just this really big, long dungeon, and maybe everyone complains about it now because it's so monotonous and long and nothing happens in it. But it was because it was actually a really interesting mechanical gauntlet of different, like, room shapes and different items on the floor, changing how both the enemies and their allies, like, fought.
Should I open it?
But right now it's just a hallway where you fight the same enemy over and over. It's basically the same enemies over and over again, but you try to identify which way is the correct way forward so you can go the other way first to go get a healing item, and that's it. Or not healing item, it's a chest. Double follow-up. Okay, it does look like the follow-up that happens. Oh, I can do it again. Let's just never let him get up. It looks like that the follow-ups that happen automatically are much weaker. So it's still better to do them myself on my turn. Although that's the first time I've ever had the option, I think, to do it on my turn. Ichiban did a follow-up and then he still wasn't on the getting up, so I got to do it again. 10 grand? Okay, I could probably afford that upgrade by now. Yeah, I find the environmental items really interesting because they're so impossible to interact with. You just cannot intentionally use them. It's a complete... It's just a bit of RNG every single time that your characters just happen to end up by them. And that's very interesting and strange. Oh, he's getting up already. I need to focus fire the beefcakes better because they do actually have a lot of health. But I don't want to divide my attacks. This guy's weaker actually. Nope, still up. Granted, they can't do any damage. I thought that guy was going to be my way and he might hit me, but then he just walked away. Them actively moving is very funny to me.
You're gonna be in a world of hurt.
Let's go.
Now we're talking. Take your best shot. Cool.
Oh, get the free hit.
Here we go.
Don't waste it. Got him. Oh, it's weird seeing that in slow-mo. No experience? We got no experience for that fight, only job experience. Does this game cap you on level? Am I officially too strong and I can't get levels anymore? Only job experience? Damn, I haven't even tried to grind. I just tried to do like the side tasks. But I'm not like running around fighting random street people all the time. Now I especially want the random encounters to disappear if they're gonna become too weak for me. The Crabby Sentinel. What did I do to offend the Crabby Sentinel? Why is he mad at me? We are really at the point now where I'm like, legit, why am I fighting like 300 people in the sewer? Who are they? That should not be a question I'm asking at this point. I'm in the main story. Who am I fighting and why? Should not be a thing I have to ask. Follow up. More follow up. Just never let him stand up. Beat that boy. He's worth experience. I think they were higher level though. Are muscle boys only level 15? Alright, hard to tell which one might be forward. Okay, it's this way because that's the healing thing. So let's check the other way. Real quick. Don't mind me.
Should I open it? Sweet.
Sweet. Excuse me? Alright. Just full armor. I'm wearing armor now. Imagine doing an ultimate challenge run where you have to beat a Yakuza game, but you can't bump into your party members a single time. Like that. You do that a single time, the entire playthrough's over, you have to start over. Alright, this has to be it. It has to be over, right? Save me, please. I want to go back to story happening. You hit me with the question of who K-pop is. Like, how is he alive? This looks like the final room before a boss. Or it is the boss. I didn't realize there was a guy in that. Heavy machinery. Why am I? Who is this? It roars. That's funny.
How are we supposed to fight this?
Just hit any part of it you can.
Yeah, like go for that army swinging everywhere.
Good enough for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in it now.
Genuinely interesting enemy to fight. Oh, but I don't aim at anything. I just attacked the one part of him, so I'm not like picking apart the mechanical boss with different pieces or anything. So I don't know if this will in any reasonable way change how I play the game. I don't have a single strong attack. I probably can't knock him over, so I'm not going to do the one that knocks people over.
Do it. Let's go. Get alive.
It's this out. Pull it together, gentlemen.
I'm up.
Weak.
Let's see.
True Grit. Adachi's fortitude recovers HP and allows him to survive a hit that otherwise knock him out. We have to like cast it in advance, I guess. What does heavy beatdown even look like in this situation? I can't pick it. The animation won't work, so I can't even do the attack. Got it. That's awkward. And I can't grab it, so I have to do reckless charge, basically. Yeah. Ow. Rude. This might be worth it. This might do more damage overall. It might be worth it, even without the AOE. Should have done this first turn. I don't know if her buff and his buff stack. I might be wasting my turn whenever I do that. You would hope that, as the singer, she would have a buff the entire party ability. Like, why is Kasuga a stronger support character than my support character? They're the same level. Oh, okay, we're not fighting the... that came and went really quickly. I feel like the April Fool's trailer suggested that the crane would be a more interesting fight. And then you get to the real one and you just, like, smack it a few times and then the boss fight guy falls out and you fight him directly. I guess that's the guy, so he is the plot villain, so eventually we're fighting a plot villain again. I don't think the whole level I played had any correlation to this. Maybe the way that he suddenly started talking in RPG terms on the way in was meant to be that, like, maybe from the blood loss he got so delusional that he, like, forgot what we were doing. Here's compassion. I can heal... Okay. Kasuga can res somebody, has a full team heal and a full team attack buff. What is my support character even supposed to do? I don't understand. He's Tidus all over again, where he has every ability to the point where I'm like, why does the rest of my party exist? they stick women in like guaranteed support roles, but then they make the men better at support roles anyway. Where you're like, okay, you restricted her where you don't let her be a cool combatant, but also she's not as cool as Ichiban, so she's just kind of an awkward fourth slot because, well, can't put anyone else there. I might have to replace her with like the first man the game gives me, just because the game made women suck. And that just sucks. Like, she doesn't get to be a support character if Ichiban has way better support buttons. Hey, the loading screen is all 5 of them. Where are we? The harbor? Guess we must have gone through a secret passage. What would it be for, though?
Yeah.
Probably to transport illegal goods. Smuggling is a Liu special. I don't know if you can call that a secret passage that went all the way from the docks in the top right of the map to the Gamajil area all the way on the west area. That's just what sewers are. That's just what the sewers are. That's the infrastructure of the city that already exists. Secret passage is very funny.
What's up?
Does your phone work now, Adachi-san? Huh? Yeah. You have a number for the Sairyu clan? We gotta warn the chairman. Mabuchi's gonna use us as an excuse to start a war with them, right? Sounds about right. Well, if you... I don't know if this ends well for you. If you out yourself to the Sairyu clan as being the scapegoat, the Sairyu clan might just call that bluff, and they might use you as a sacrificial lamb, and they might just execute you performatively to avoid the war, because they don't even have to lose any of their own men. You're not even one of their men. Yeah, that's the problem. Mabuchi's trying to break down the Great Wall, and if it fails, that means Ijincho's gonna go to war.
Okay.
I'm kind of shocked he could just call up the chairman of the Sairyu clan. Crazy. I guess it's how much he trusts him. Ichiban's a strange guy. Huh. That's the first thing we've agreed on.
Huh?
What? What? A shooting by the Liu Mang? What did you say? I see. Right, I understand. The Liu Mang attacked the Sairyu clan?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 Sairyu clan Yakuza... Ugh. 2 Sairyu clan Yakuza got shot in public. And it's him.
Hey, who the fuck are you?
That's a lot of
They were
bullets.
both pronounced dead on arrival after being shot on Sairyu clan turf. It was a bloodbath, and the killers got away before the cops even showed up.
Sounds like this isn't over by a long shot.
Even as we speak, Captain Takabe is taking matters into his own hands with a truck full of Yakuza, all armed to the teeth. Doubt Chairman Hoshino even signed off on it.
Tetsu, Koji, they'll answer for your deaths in blood.
You don't pass that by the chairman?
Straight for Restaurant Row.
Yeah. Right into Liu Mang territory.
This is bad.
So, Takabe is heading to Restaurant Row, huh? That's right where the Liu-Meng boss has his front. He's basically a lit spark flying into a powder keg.
This is ridiculous. How can it be this easy to destroy a years-long truce?
Mabuchi's got everyone dancing to his little tune, and he used us to make sure everyone heard it.
Well, at least now we know for sure he killed Nonomiya.
Yeah, I remember his shit-eating grin as he said that.
We still don't know why he did it, though.
Yeah.
You thinking of something, Adachi-san?
Yeah. Just something Mabuchi said. I'm trying to remember the exact words.
Who cares what that son of a bitch said?
Adachi-san, are you wondering if Nonomiya was killed because of us?
What? But we had nothing to do with it. Especially you, Sachan.
Yeah, I know it wasn't our fault. It was Mabuchi's. But maybe we were a convenient tool for him to get the war he wanted.
Yes.
I don't know, Sachan. I mean, we weren't even a blip on it. Wait, I get it
Plants
now.
that he seeded, he planted. He said it.
Listen, on the surface, it makes no sense for him to kill Nonomiya, right?
Right.
We know his true objective is war with the Seiryu clan.
Yeah, that's a given.
But he didn't need a reason to start one. He could have just done it. Instead, he used us as an excuse. Why?
You tell me, detective.
Think about it. If it got out that he was stirring the pot, what would happen?
Well, the other organizations would retaliate.
Exactly. This is Yokohama, where the Ijin Three have a strict agreement never to invade each other's turf. Anyone who dares break that rule would be punished by all three factions. Even if that person is a Liu-Meng officer, like Mabuchi.
So he needed to put the blame on someone besides himself. But why us?
Think back to what he said, and it all starts to come together.
I was actually starting to worry that no one would water the seeds I planted.
I know. I just
But then
said
you
that.
showed up, and now that seed has blossomed into the most beautiful flower.
He was saying that his master plan was complete. Get it? The seed was Nonomiya's death. We watered it by chasing the murderer.
And the video he took to show his boys and get them all riled up. That was the blossoming flower?
That's what I'm thinking. Also, I don't think he wanted us in particular. He just needed someone, anyone, to water the seed.
Nonomiya died for that?
This was weird to watch play out. It's like, it's literally the meme about how like a woman will say a thing and then no one listens to her, and then a man goes, wait a minute, and then says the same thing and everyone takes him seriously. She literally just said this topic and then he's like, no, that would be silly. Wait a minute. And then he recaps everything that I said and also she said, and it's like, yeah, it's what she was saying. And everyone's like, whoa, crazy. And the music starts playing like, like, oh my goodness, he's on to something. I know. He's an hour late to this, to picking up on what he said, but also she was saying it first and he dismissed her.
I don't think there was anything special about Nonomiya either.
What?
I think he was chosen only because his shop was on Seiryu clan turf. Mabuchi just needed there to be an untimely death of someone connected to the Seiryu. And anyone who reacted to it would serve as his spark for war. Nonomiya and all of us are the pawns in Mabuchi's scheme, but I mean, it could have been anyone.
This isn't even that clever of a plan. I guess it's, well, I guess the plausible deniability is supposed to be that he made it look like a suicide, right? Because otherwise, his master plan to hide the fact that he's just gonna attack, that he wants to start a war, but he can't be seen as the aggressor. His master plan was ultimately just to attack the enemy's territory, and then when somebody retaliates or responds, then to be like, whoa, damn, they attacked us for no reason, even though we attacked first. But it's like, it was the entire conspiracy of him attacking first, but making it look like a suicide to make it look like he didn't do it first. But then, was his plan to specifically attack the shop owner while he was on the phone so that an unrelated person could find out what he said? Like, his plan completely depends on Saeko being on the phone with him at that exact moment and then hearing the name, which they did seem to be yelling on purpose, but no one else was a witness to that. So I'm like, did you even know he was on the phone? Because you had to come into a building you weren't even in at the time. So, like, how are people supposed to realize it wasn't a suicide and then follow up on it if the only clue was a name they heard on a phone call that there's no hard evidence for? Because I feel like their plan was depending on people finding the body and then being suspicious of it. But it'd be like aimless without context.
At least we're alive. Nonomiya is dead.
Yep. Just because Mabuchi needed a roundabout way to start a war.
He must have heard the old secret about how to win wars. Force your enemy to act first.
God damn it, Adachi-san. You saying all we did was help Mabuchi's plans?
Yes, that's like the 4th time you've been told that.
Yeah.
That evil bastard has to pay. No way am I gonna let everything go according to his plan!
Cool it, Kasuga. We need to stay calm right now.
Yeah, Mabuchi's obviously a sharp guy, so let's not do anything rash.
Fuck that! I'm not standing around and letting him win! Look, you might believe in that old shit about letting the enemy act first to win the war, but my Aniki taught me different. He said whoever makes the first move is the victor. The guy with steel balls wins.
The blonde guy?
Look, you need
Is
to
that
chill
Aniki?
out. And Sachan, what's so funny?
We can stop this war. We just gotta tell the Seiryu captain what's going on.
For real? You want to mess around in gang warfare?
Nanba-san, would you rather let it happen and then we get blamed for the whole thing?
I'm not down with letting it happen. Nonomiya wouldn't be either, if he were here.
Damn it. Fine.
And you, Adachi-san?
Well, it would piss me off to allow that slick fuck the last laugh.
All right, then there's no time to waste. Off to Restaurant Row.
We're just gonna charge over there and solve it. I assume that they did unlock more. That's funny. I would fully expect, given the narrative stakes, that they would completely put a pause on any side quests. So I was expecting to see this. I was expecting to see these like no signs stopping me from going anywhere besides the objective. But they actually added more side quest things in the forms of these guys, which is funny. Because imagining stopping for those right now, like the music's playing. Like, oh my god, get there right now! Oh, it's a mafia family turf war right now! Oh. But that guy needs tissue. He's trying to shit. That's an emergency. I gotta head over there, save that man. God damn. Okay, she ranked all the way up to level 7, or rank 7, while not being in the party during one dungeon. Everyone else is only ranked 9 and 10, so that feels relatively close. Brand new character getting only on the experience share system. I don't know what the rate is, but it gets stronger every time you level their bond up, and she's only bond level 1, so it can't be very close to 100% or anything. High stakes music, but it's an open world, so I can undercut this a lot. The paper plate is a funny thing to include as a low value equivalent of the other plates, like copper and stuff. It is upsetting that he accepts them and pays you for a paper plate you found. That's not sanitary. Also, I don't think that pachinko parlors give you paper plates, so it's not even part of that system of like fake value. Crucially. KO. I don't know why I'm using abilities right now. These guys are so weak. That was a bit of a goof. I just kind of got used to using abilities, and I'm like, wait a minute, these are like fake enemies. I'm actively wasting my my points. Are these I think these are pre-placed enemies for the story, though. Yeah. Yeah, they're not moving around. We're at 3 hours already, although these episodes have already been going past that regardless. But especially now I want to go past that because I'm like, we spent so long in there that I'm like, let's try to make some story progress or something in this episode. At this point, like, the episode's longer on the game's behalf. I can probably afford to buy her upgrade, but I don't really want to walk all the way there right now. I'd prefer to finish the chapter first. Got him. Oh, great. So graceful. Like a swan. No! I'm back to messing them up. No, don't walk! Get her! Get him! I was like, if you miss the window for hitting him because your AI just forgets to run places, I'm losing my mind. Smack, thanks for slowly walking over that board so I could obliterate you. Run him over! Get him! That's like the first time I've ever been stunned, I think. This is the first time that having the stun immunity item would have actually helped. I'm glad I'm not wasting a slot on strategy. Just give everybody slots that just make them stronger, and that's it. I side-eye the fuck out of every JRPG for how it incorporates status effects, because almost none of them do it in an interesting way. And it's almost always the optimum thing to just completely ignore them as a concept, because when you use them, it's like, do you gamble a turn on the chance of maybe doing a status effect? And then when the enemies do it, they're often not strong enough or effective enough because that'd be too punishing for players, so putting on gear that makes you resist status effects is almost never worth it. Because they're like super niche things that usually aren't even that tough when they do come up. So it becomes wasteful. Perfect guard. Oh, he's still alive. For now. Yep. Oh, wow. Good job, buddy. Maybe dexterity is evasion chance? It might be chance to hit and chance to get hit. I hit you with a flower. It killed you. Alright, let's have a quick meal. Now that I've cleared the way to the story objective. I heard there was num-nums down here.
Who's hungry? Me.
Me. One little side edition. Did he max out? It says 20. It's probably maxed out. It probably just is. It's probably just worth it. Oh yeah, you can click on it there. Yep. I would love to go, because whenever the whole team is maxed out, I want to make a trip and just do them all at once. But this is a weird narrative time to fuck off. I'm gonna stick to it for now. But good to know. Good chance that next episode also starts with a bar scene like this one did, and then another karaoke. I'll do a song every time. This is Leo Mongter from here on. Makes sense there'd be a lot of commotion. Was there a fight? Looks like the Captain Takabe made it pretty deep into enemy territory. They're up ahead. Damn. Let's hurry, Kasuga. Incidentally, I went around and I photographed every single I photographed every kappa. But there's 2 you can't do yet. One of them is around here in this area, so it probably is available now that story has happened. Hey, are you Seiryu too? Let's take care of these guys quick. The other one is in this one alleyway that's in the middle of the map that whenever you go there, there's just thugs standing there, and every time Kasuga's like, let's go somewhere else. The game just kind of throws its hands in the air and just won't let you walk in that direction for whatever reason, and doesn't really contextualize it. Because the idea that there's just some thugs in the way isn't that sensical, because here we already don't care about all the thugs we're fighting everywhere else. But yeah, there's just a chunk of the map that I can't walk into. The fact that I'm stepping on propane tanks and they just explode and none of them hurt me is fascinating. No, don't dodge the side, you fucker. Come on. That's annoying. I was literally standing in a position where I could AoE them because he'd be caught in the blast. And then instead of him getting caught in it, my character just randomly moved in a side dash and ruined my shot. I didn't have control over that. That sucks. You beat that man like he was a printer. Ding.
I feel the stats going up.
I'm getting stronger.
That's nice. The important thing is that she feels included. Let's not bring her here. It also turns out that even though that one little boy told me to take pictures of these guys, there was no take picture prompt back then because you actually could not photograph them yet. It didn't count because it just said right there that that's one of the kappas from the part-time hero quest. You can't actually photograph the kappas and get credit for them until you unlock part-time hero several chapters later. Once you have part-time hero unlocked, then there's a special quest hidden in it that's it's basically just tracking it like an achievement, and you get credit for photographing them at that point because it literally has a press A to take photo prompt. Until that's there, you don't get credit for any of the ones you found, and have to go back and photograph them again. Which is just really janky. It's weird to have that kid in the first zone of the game saying, you should photograph these, and then it'd be a trap, because it's actually wasting your time. Tojo Clan crest. Huh? A Tojo Clan crest? The hell's this doing here? It's the main plot! It is connected. Ah! Never mind, it's a fucking... What? This email is automatically sent to anyone who picks up a Tojo Clan crest. I'm somewhat of an avid collector of these little treasures. The Tojo clan was duped by the Omi Alliance and nearly destroyed not too long ago, and it seems that many of the Tojo clan members' crests have been scattered across the country as a result. I'd hate to see those crests be used for anything wicked, so I want you to assist me in routing them up. Once you collect a certain number of them, I'll happily trade you for some awesome prizes. All the more reason to bring them my way, wouldn't you say? I'll be in the courtyard of the Grand Blue Marino Hotel on Hamakita Park Avenue in Yokohama. I hope you'll come see me. Welcome to the crest hunt. Woof. That's a rough moment where I'm like, oh wow, the plot. The Tojo clan's involved in this. Is this like a token left behind by George Takei to be like, aha, the Tojo clan, and like to taunt me specifically or lure me into something? Or is it some remnant of the Tojo clan and I can like rekindle the Tojo clan some way, and then I get here and it's like, wacky collectible, complete side content. I'm like, what? But it's the Tojo clan. You can't just tease me with Tojo clan right now. I'm waiting for the evidence of how any of what we're doing right now even slightly connects to the plot of the game that is like the original setup that we will inevitably be the finale of the game. Is it oil and water? Are they unrelated? Crest collector. What's this guy's deal? Says I'll get some rewards for collecting crests. Alright, I'll bite. I should head over to the hotel at Hamakita Park Avenue once I collect a few. It's just nothing. It's not even related to the plot. Yeah, you can't do that to me. I'm in the middle of doing a plot. That wasn't there before. I've been here before. I went up and down that alleyway a lot because I thought I was trying to find the local one of those, but it turned to be over there. Weird. Can I go in here? No. Oh, here we go. Here's the plot. If you're gonna get in my way, then I'll kill you. Okay. We'll see how that goes for you. Get him! Oh. It'd be really funny if you didn't succeed. It's like, I guess you don't really have subordinates then, do you? Alright, sorry dude, he called you into this and now you're the only one that's left. So... he really screwed you over, honestly. Yeah, with the way the combat's paced, every enemy who doesn't just attack you that turn immediately is wasting their turn.
Moving up in the world.
Because that's all the time they have. They need to attack you immediately, and if possible, inflict damage over time. That's the most they can do that will have any impact on what's happening. Them charging up multi-turn attacks is always like, oh, so you've chosen not to be in the fight. Got it. Here's a free kill. And that kind of includes summons, because they spend a whole turn summoning, and then I kill them. And then I kill their summon before they get to have a chance to actually have a turn. Because that person gets put in at the end of the turn order. So, aside from the person who's currently killing the guy who summoned him, every single person gets to join the fight and attack that guy. What's this guy's deal? Man, I got chewed up by my manager again. I'm always getting yelled at. Maybe it's time I quit. Recruiter, don't recruit for what? Recruiting for my business? I don't know what his stats are. I'm not gonna just risk that. You can't just casually recruit people for your business in this game. Because every single one of them has an uptime cost for just how long you have to pay them, whether you're using them or not.
Hey! Hold on!
Kasuga, why the hell are you here?
Because you're getting played, man! And the player is Lauma. You know, Mabuchi. He killed the owner of Otohime Land and made it look like a suicide. This woman heard it happen over the phone with her own ears.
I did. I heard a struggle and men shouting, Lauma.
Which gave us a lead. We followed to Mabuchi's trading company. We got jobs working at the Liumang warehouse.
And then you were captured, and apparently you claimed you were Seiryu spies. Mabuchi sent it to me.
He's using that video to start a war. We never claimed to be Seiryu. In fact, I told him over and over again we're not. I think he even believed me, but he didn't give a shit. I know that doesn't make sense, but I'll explain. As long as he pretends to think that we're Seiryu, he can claim he was just defending himself against an attack from your clan. It's all a bunch of bullshit to start a war. He's planting fake evidence that the Seiryu clan broke the rules of the truce. Don't you see? If you fight him, you're playing right into his hand.
Yeah, I know all that.
Huh?
Don't worry, I'll take Mabuchi down once I've eliminated all my other enemies.
But what I'm trying to say is, I mean, don't you want to avoid?
I'm fine with starting a war.
What?
I'll take a war for the sake of Tetsu and Kochi. They were two young recruits, just boys really. Boys who in the end had more bullets in them than years of life. Mabuchi was there when they were murdered. But it wasn't just him. 7 Liamong bastards unloaded their clips on 2 unarmed kids. Here we are, outside the restaurant owned by the Liamong boss. Because I need an explanation for Tetsu and Kochi's deaths. The souls of those boys demand an apology.
If that's all you want from him, why'd you bring the guns?
Good point. I better make use of mine.
Takabe-san, we're not armed.
So?
So you know you can't just shoot us. There's no honor in that. And you have no reason to kill us anyway. Am I wrong?
I love the extras in the background, like, just standing completely still. The guy in the back in particular is like, got his arms full, like, let's see how this turns out. I'm curious. It's like, y'all, you're the people who die if this goes a certain... just the lack of reaction. They're just letting the whole conversation play out. They're all still here. It'd make more sense if they were all sprawled on the ground because they just got their asses beat and he was about to go inside, but...
If so, tell me your reason for shooting me. If you shoot me, you bring shame to the entire Seiryu clan. Tetsu and Koji's deaths would be overshadowed by yet another unjust killing. I know words alone won't make you back down. That's not your style. But I ain't the type to back down either. If you want to kill me, you better do it in one shot.
Why's that?
Because if you miss, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you.
I think that rat's nest of hair is smothering your brain. You are stupid.
No! Why didn't he put it away? Never throw a gun on the ground in a Yakuza game. Someone else always picks it up and kills a character with it. That happens every time, I swear to God. When will they stop?
Dangerously annoying me and my crew.
By the way, I'm sorry I'm making a commotion in somebody else's house, but I accept the consequences. We'll fight, as long as there are no guns.
Kasuga, shut up and fight!
I was trying to apologize to the Liamong. Oh god, everybody. Oh, they have knives. We're outnumbered and they're using katanas, but as long as you don't use a gun, it's okay. What is this code? Oh my goodness, that AoE. Well, this isn't going great for you and your group. Smack. I helped. Nice shooting, kid. Don't get cocky. Don't interrupt me? Okay, cool.
I'm not backing down.
It's hard to anticipate the timing of a crossbow bolt compared to a swing. No real AoE opportunities. Should just eliminate one of the characters that will die to get their turn reduced. For a second, I was like, ooh, ranged enemy. And then I realized, like, I don't think a ranged enemy changes the tactics of the game in any way, because you just run to people infinite distances during your turn. If you shoot me, you bring dishonor to the entire Seiyu clan. Instead, stab this woman with a katana. She has a wand. She can defend herself. Four. Damn, I have to scroll down. Mamoru Tokabe. And some tungsten. Nice. The real prize.
You bastards.
I am, you're right. I don't know my dad. Rude though.
We beat you. Now get out of here.
Hey, we got a problem. The boss from the restaurant is here.
The boss?
He's gonna pick up the gun and shoot him.
You know, Zhao, leader of the Yokohama Liumang.
So, he's the top guy.
He could be the reason Mabuchi's pulling all this shit. Including the hit on Nonomiya. Zhao might be giving all the orders.
You know, Mabuchi sent me an interesting video.
Yeah.
You're the star in it, aren't you?
I can believe the dumb part. I'm told you tried to steal this. I know you're with the Seiryu clan.
Yeah! You're damn straight! They edited the damn video! I'm not with the Seiryu clan!
Oh, you're not, are you? Then why the hell would you be tailing Mabuchi in the first place?
Because...
Careful now, no lies.
Hey, stop!
Choose some quick, wise words now. I'm a busy man.
It's exactly what Kasuga said. Our boss was killed, and we followed the clues to Mabuchi.
Yeah, this whole thing is Mabuchi's fault. He used us to pin a false accusation on the Seiryu clan.
So you're laying all of this at Mabuchi's feet. You're basically slandering my right-hand man right now, you know? Hard to believe he'd suddenly go rogue on me. And he's just as busy as I am, not the type of guy with time to scheme.
He's only busy because he's trying to start wars. Don't you get it? I mean, isn't it a little weird that your right-hand man is nowhere in sight? Have you even talked to him since you saw that video?
That's a good point, Zhao-san. If you don't know where Mabuchi is, doesn't that make you look bad?
Excuse me?
Think about it. If Mabuchi ain't answering his own boss's calls, could that mean he was fanning the flames of war? And now he's holed up somewhere waiting to watch it burn? No, he hasn't just gone rogue. He's betrayed you.
Did I walk out into a fucking sermon?
Call it whatever you want. Long as you get it through your head, we're not to blame here. And deep down, you know that.
Did you think that sounded cool, Grandpa? You're shit at this.
What are you doing? Stop!
You know, I wouldn't mind killing all of you right here, right now. Everyone who played a role in this sorry story dies, right down to the captain. I'd say that's a textbook opening move for a war.
Well, stop talking about it and do it then. Fuck Mabuchi! He gunned down 2 young Seiryu clan boys in cold blood! So as far as I'm concerned, this war has already begun.
Hey, shut up, both of you! You guys really think a war is the way to go? You think that'll turn out well? Don't be stupid! You can stop this! Or do you like being Mabuchi's little pawns?
Was I not clear? I don't like sermons.
Well, that's not what I'm calling it. Consider it a formal complaint. And a real leader ought to shut up and listen when there's a complaint.
Oh, should I, huh? Ichiban Kasuga, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all ears. But first, I want you to answer a question.
Shoot.
Why would Mabuchi try to start a war in Ijincho in the first place?
Shoot was a terrible response, by the way. Do not say shoot in this context. I feel like somebody needs to raise the issue that if any 2 factions fight, the 3rd faction benefits because they're not in the war. So they gain power and take over the faction, the entire region, right? Like, that seems almost inevitable that both factions would be bloodied. Who cares who wins? The real winner is the person who doesn't, the 3rd faction that doesn't fight.
How in the goddamn world does that benefit him?
How the fuck should I know?
What a surprise. And in regards to that soap landowner, do you know for sure that Mabuchi killed him?
Yeah, he straight up told me when I asked him.
Oh. Well, I'm not buying it. Which means this discussion's over.
Look, man, I saw it in his eyes. That dude's a murderer!
Raising your voice isn't gonna make me change my mind.
Wait, shooting him drags us all into a war, while Mabuchi watches somewhere safe and sound. Is that what you want? What would that even accomplish? You'll kill a man without even knowing that? I'll say it as many times as it takes, Zhao. Mabuchi planned all of this, and he's out there laughing in the shadows. If you start this war, your whole organization will be stained with that forever.
Look, Kasuga-kun, I don't think you're lying, shits. I think you'd be terrible at it. But just because you're not lying doesn't mean it's true. I need proof before I act. I gotta think like a leader, right? And that means setting a fucking example. At the very least, I need evidence that Mabuchi killed the soap landowner. That's where the whole thing started, after all. According to you. So she heard Lao Ma over the phone. That's all you got.
Isn't that enough?
Hell no, it's not. I've got an idea. But to be honest, I'm not really sure I want to get them involved.
Who's them?
There's only one place to go in this town if you need reliable intel. The web where all the secrets of Ijincho get caught. Komiju.
Komiju?
They're gonna go for Gomejul. Okay. Interesting. The spicy 3rd option, just rope all of them in at once. You'll trust the Koreans on this, though? What's the relationship you have there, if that's your reaction? Also, that was the entire chapter. The chapter started with the interrogation and ended with this scene, so 99% of this chapter was just that really long dungeon crawl.
There's only one place to go in this town if you need reliable intel. The web where all the secrets of Ijincho get caught. Komiju.
Komiju?
Komi, with a K?
Yeah. If someone really is trying to fuck with the Ijin 3's balance of power. That someone being Mabuchi, as you claim. There's no way the Komiju don't know about it. Information is what they trade in. It's practically their currency.
He's right. Ijincho's got lots of people willing to sell secrets.
Also, a guy that was from the Korean Mafia, if I remember correctly, in 6, broke in and freed us, and is further making the plot happen here. So they seemingly would be involved?
And if you follow each secret long enough, they all end up in Komijul.
Somehow he's alive.
I don't know how they do it, but whatever their system, the info is always 100% accurate. It's incredible, really.
Doesn't seem real.
I'm not saying you have to use the Komi Jewel to find evidence of your Mabuchi theory. If you got other ideas, fine. Just prove to me that Mabuchi killed your boss. I'll let the captain here live until you return. By the way, don't even think about running. If so much as your pinky toe crosses the Ichincho border, the captain dies. And I still wouldn't be satisfied, so your friends and your family would be next.
Wait, what the hell's with that?
Don't argue, Sachan. These guys don't do logic or compassion.
Honestly, I want an answer just as bad as you all do. If Mabuchi really has betrayed me, then my gang's gonna be split down the middle. Neither the Seiryu clan nor the Komijul is gonna be thrilled about that. But that's why I need contingency plans. You see now, all the shit I gotta deal with. Man, I sure hope Mabuchi's innocent. But of course, then I'd have to kill you all. Painfully. No complaints, I hope.
No need to be all giddy about it.
Adding that really biases the entire thing, so that we need to we really incentivize us to land on a specific result.
Well, what are you waiting for? Go find proof that Mabuchi killed your soap landowner.
Kasuga, I don't think we have a choice.
I know.
You're probably aware, but the Komi Jewel don't fuck around. So be careful. Finding the evidence won't do any good if you're dead.
You almost sound like you care.
Kasuga, we really gotta get moving. And fast.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like we just got sent on a quest. First we face off with the boss at Liu Meng. And now we're marching into the Komijul? This is madness, Kasuga. Like, it's that simple to just go to the Komijul. They don't exactly let you just stroll up and have a chat. Quit your whining. It's not like we have any other choice. So, we're just gonna walk up and ring the buzzer? That's gonna stop working at some point. Unless... Well, look who suddenly found some decency. There's literally no way to get in. It's not panic, man. We need their help, so that's where we're going. Besides, there's at least one person in Komijul that might give us the time of day.
That's the best I can do, I'm afraid. You'll have to figure out the rest for yourselves.
Right.
Oh right, that guy with the mask. He's from the Komijul, right? That's what Achi-san said anyway. I also said I couldn't be sure. All I'm saying is it's not hopeless. Let's just give it a shot. The only other choice is not going, and I don't consider that a choice at all. Two things that are rough about this episode is, one, oh my goodness, now what's happening? No, the Yokohama underground dungeon? Are you telling me that the place I played there really is like a procedurally generated nightmare dungeon of quote-unquote infinite content? I heard that the grapevine you escaped from Yokohama Liu Meng's underground prison. Truth is, the tunnels around here go by the name the Yokohama Underground Dungeon. The place is famous for harboring lots of rare Sujimon you don't see much above ground. Rumor has it the Yokohama Liu Meng guys have cleared out too, so the enemies you encounter should be different now. Tons of them are real tough cookies, so it's a perfect place to polish your skills and make some cash. The entrance is the same manhole you came out of when you escaped. I recommend you head inside and find yourself some rare Sujimon. I'm never going in there. No. That was so tedious. Oh my goodness. They want me to go back in and do it again? Like a fun adventure? So they really did. They made me do an entire optional dungeon that has no real narrative context or anything happening in it, and no pacing choices or special encounters or excitement at all. They made me do it as a main story mission just to make chapter 6 not be 10 minutes long. I think I preferred it when previous Yakuza games sometimes just had just really short chapters. Sometimes when you're going around as Kiryu, and you did a bunch of optional stuff for like 3 hours, like, damn, we're in this chapter for a while, but then you just blaze through 2 chapters in one episode because that's how long the story was when you started the actual story. I had episodes where I was like, what do I name these ones? Because I was trying to name every episode after what every chapter transition, I tried to name the episode that, but sometimes a single episode would have 2 chapters entirely in them, and I'm like, what do I call these? Yokohama Underground Dungeon, huh? Could get some rare materials or weapons there. Never hurts to get more training in. They keep... Okay, they explain it like 3 times. And a billion side quests. I guess we are in another chapter again, or two chapters later, basically. Okay, quite a few, actually. Okie dokie. Not bad. So we'll probably get caught up on side quests next. What is that? That's telework. I don't look at that icon as much. But the 2 things that stand out to me is, one, I lost this train of thought when I got interrupted there. This entire chapter happened because they're ignoring the counterfeit dollar they already had, and then did a mission that was extremely risky and went catastrophically wrong. But to some extent, the entire last chapter entirely happened, like this whole war broke out, because Nanba was just so clumsy that he picked up boxes and then specifically walked directly into Ichiban and then took him out. And then Ichiban, one, reacted to a comment towards Saeko by freezing super suspiciously, but also just never just put the money in his pocket. He was still holding it in his hand the entire time, made no motion to deal with that, and then waited for Nanba to walk across the entire room with the box and fall on him specifically. It's like, guys, you could not have clutched defeat from the jaws of victory more than you did there. That was incredible. Everything's on you now, this huge shit show. Oh well. What's this? Oh, another one of those. Right. Another layer of collectathon. Level of open world going on here. It's a little overkill. It's fine.